se unipadua ne bra ji ahome na paduane di se de be ya nipadua no ahoden ebebem na enkofa nsunsuanso boni bi ti se osa enfamrel na nsunsuanso na se signs and symptoms ebem wo se wenya osa no didi kan no efa gastric ulcer no se undidi ya na oyefunu dwan aduane to yem abon se oyefunu ye obasabasa ohun ye obasabasa na diodona no nso udidi a na no nso yem ye oya enti eye two different thing altogether ebi wo ha undidi ya na oyem obu nso aduane to yem a na aka ne ho na aniema empe eye spicy food Miania spices ashemu ma.
Oh, okay.
Na se no ankasa no ya na asefem eya tete sem se yeja yenuane nyina ho na sebi utifia na delivery moto aba na be yi spicy food amount na wudi ubewie no na ho ye obasabasa kane no ane edi enko ntomre yedi krobo nko ademe edua unse ye maame mu be wo fufu a omo di beans bi akese eguso noa sani o menyina ye jaidi ena ya tuogu spicy food so ye nkase menni nemum once in a while you can taste some na yen sign koye ntete atempon no nsesawa ne ade ade ye nkwan obeye nkwan no bonse nam ne bia frofro gu ase dry fish ene ade ne nyina no ye di a ekuyem kro enunti na so obi we krase na sebi wo kra na bo se wa ye fefefe ni yem kro mu nyina ewu because onom nkwan na yen die ye didie nti de bia e de ohaw ni sunsuanso bone ene bre ene yemu bebre nso ye didi a bo se drink ya chili na esi wo di baako no wanom aguso no waje kill Chese wenya setena pa sane o mani nyina e de ohaw eni sunsuanso bone ebre ye nipadua no unim se ayahwe adwuma no aya na nya ne fe ne se wo ba ne ahwe ne mom de hia ye ne se wo no obehwe ho so yie ama ohaw bi nkitinkiti bi anka wusia no kwan a ebe yie no ama oso ne mom no sa kwanya na ama na se watena se ne bia osa ana wo yefunu mu dwan wa bomodi ansa odi beba bedan aya heba hospital ho ne ebeboa wa ama wadura ebe kumu kro no ewo inside and afenso your dietitians ewo ya so ye ho sometimes no as say ye kire niema bi a wudi ama wenye ahotoso ti say ye mu waduro ka ho na wudidi yi a ebeboa ma de tete wo ni nyina afi nipadua so aya de no kwa enzyme ma ye mu bebre no ye kwa ya sabia kwaje adura esan ye lifestyle ti aduro no ya de no nko wa hwe ya beka se aduro no na amwa na so ebia na ni ye bi eni nuane bi ene bre a wodididi ena akofo how no edi aba because Ghana ha ye need time specific time a ye dididi yetimi didi abre bia aduane bia so yetumi di na abre bia nti no ha adwen no nti na oba aya herbal hospital aya fa to ye ho so say ye be cheche sa ne ma ni nyina because wo hu ne ntem a eboa wo ema onipadua no ejina brane na nia ye kan say enye peptic ulcer nko ena ye hwe nemum ya dia agiwa sabamu obi wo honom a odi ya dia chinya ma fede na bamu abu sankrofo no ena ye hwe okwan se wo beba esan se ye wada age ewo doctors ekukudama onwan wie school wo suapon akesie mu onim se herbal hospitals ena herbal centers no se obi hu nubrandu hini mienu bi se eyesenya no friend hu doctor de bi yenye ne sa because obi ho a ade a wo ye no onim nani so te na wate ebia ne nana bi na din hahama bi ja no ena fe wa ya na ode aye center but oba aya herbal hospital your doctors a won sheda ko school 7 years awie enye nimdie ne nteteye nti bra na yen hwe se de be ya ebeboa wo afenso ye free screening we aso ho Saturday bia no ye free screening nti wo a wo bre ema wa pom din no bomodin asa Saturday bia no oba be hwehwe unipadua kwa ne mu free a yenje okapreba na emom no ye hwehwem na yehu se oha wo ho a ye tuufo wo ho na fe yama waduro eduro na wutuaka aha enti bomodi amasa asemi enye wa asemhia se de be ya wo ankasa no be mo wani aba wo ho so unim se mema na de bia na mani bire wo so because mo mpaya sabiako sika penti yes die besre mema no obi ama na ni mra ne ho so esansa wife dan wo ma edan wo busua dan wo na wo ankasa no ede na wo ye wo ho ma wapo mudin hu hia because eba ne putuprum se yade bi gye wato ho a sebi wudi ohawa ba ti se wo ma wapo mudin hu hia onu nti na de bia no ye ben wo na ye ni wadi wapo mudin hu nkomo se de be ya wani beba ho so ye ka sei obi ho a yade ankitinkitin bi ha no but wobu na ni egu so wodi betina ho sa no na aye chronic yade bia ye wo acute ene ye wo chronic but acute no nkitengete saa no eno na akika bomu a aye chronic nti ye mpese obi di yade ebetenetena se ne mutu anamontem na de ya kwadare wo mu pa eye pains obi a sebi yawo ejina ne nipadua ni mu unim se yawo jina nipadua mu a na kuro bi wo nipadua ni mu a edane cancer oh yes nti se yawo abejina nipadua se yes sciatic pain ana lower back pain ana say wo spinal vertebra no eye wo ya bomodi asa obeba obi a sabi yawo abubu wagu ho no obanem wadura within 24 hours na ugina brane eno de ensesi yebo ekase ya kwadare wo mu papa eno ti bomodi asa obefre yen ye numbers eye 0546 100 100 0546 100 100 and 0533 83 6195 0533 83 6195 bomodian sa obeba ye wo kwabenya ACP and baby ye feel ho roofing tiles junction as I say say aya ya je ho aboso nti ye feel ho aya junction obeba no na ye signboard no erect ejina ho chiri direct to aba ti bomodian di direction echi na ebeje ayarhwe na oba yenso ye de anije beje o ama nia etete ayarhwe dwuma no nim se wokọ na onwa ehwe no ekrokro etie wasem a ema about 30% of the how no kra kofom oh yes nti ye was abre no eni adaje no e de maw na ne hia ne se wonso ubetu anamontem na waba na ye di nrobi ba krom aya mango no na wo ya na wa ye onsase aya mango because mema no na bebre ntimi nko na say di aya mango nti they can go aha any the flow ebaye eno so dwunso Philippa oye be mana anum bia eboa papa ena fe ye de slim mix ebaye sise no kese mroso ene srade mroso de ye fi yakwamu ti de beboa aya slim mix ena ye wo aya men vital eno ye e boosti mema sperm no na fe ama reproductive system no aye kama oh yes ebo adwuma papa eni ade aya fem so baye eni ye madie e prapra kwamu yiyi bibia free productive system ni mema ye ho kwan doso nti bacteria bi etumi sniki ekohihye bia ye bi no kra ye hu bonse ye tea creams ni ade boy ase sane omani nyina emwa de ohia ne se ubenya dura within your inside na be prapra niema bi na ama ebebia aye kama nti hwehwe sandre bi ewo nanabo achi heba ewo kanshi Kobedi Enterprise ewo kanshi Committee 5 Little George ewo hotema ena fe Chaska eno so hotema General Hospital no opposite oko Kolebua Budget Pharmacy ewo Kolebua ni mu ho PP Pharmacy ewo Kaswa ena Randy Pharmacy ewo Madina oh yes tibe bia wo a wunya bi no Accra ha delivery no free ti baby a wo bia no sa open ro papa ni bia ye de bebrel ena sa wo outside Accra ana wo outside Ghana so a ye betumi di bi abrel ti bomodian se obehwehwe nrupa bi na wato unya bia bomodian frɛ yen na ne ehia ne titiri pa ne se wo a wo yare no to an amount brass as ye ho na ye wow. Your numbers in bio 0546 100 100 and a 0533 836195 0533 836195 ye do bibia ase na nia ye kan se ma wo ankasa wa pomu de ne ho ehia
Asempa FM that's Aya Herbal Hospital and yete won kan Ekosiisen so ni Aya Asempa 94.7 FM enti ye betwa dwumadie no eso Honorable Francis Asenso Boachi be cancer e studio ha or a former Roads and Highways Minister and sitting member of parliament for the Bantama constituency wabe cancer wo studio ha yene no ABD and we say obi happy birthday to Christine Mami Esitewia Williams this from your husband Edward Owusu Baine or your SNIT branch manager Ewa Mampong Ekwapem. It's also from your mom and all your siblings in the Christine Mami Esitewia Williams. Happy birthday to you and do have a fantastic birthday. Ekosiisen Soni Aya Asempa. We say Obi kindly send a glorious happy birthday to Owusua aka Kama of House of DL Fan Club from her mom Equia Efriye Nana Equia Mr. Osei, Mary Osei, Linda Ohene and the entire members of House of DL Fan Club. And also a glorious happy birthday to Daniel Nyama in Toronto, Canada. This from Ejewa Kodie and all your loved ones. They celebrate you today, Daniel Nyama, Toronto in Canada. Master P and on the way are praying. Asempa FM Sony. Mr. Ramo say, access to internet join us on YouTube. Asempa 94.7 FM. Your channel on YouTube and ain't you bet me joining mobile channel stream no in some challenges kakra and never try and join. Sincere apologies to all of you more try some more joining on YouTube. Your WhatsApp number ni bio 0548 443 523 0548 443 523 na ode o messages no afaso abrain. Honorable Francis Asenso Boachi akwaba
Enya obi
na apomu ye de
adom na so e
nyame adom
o shirt ye papa
oh samo
o bo life
oh
eja lawyer for the na museum de o de coat ni tie enko shirt ye de ase
ale me show no mission in utu ana metie bantuma ye boko
adom bibia boko
and nyame ase and I don't know who say the Ashanti Regional Caucus in Parliament, the more press conference.
Enra.
And who address a press conference because they are about roads in the region. But more on Swami interchange, you know.
And no can was.
And no can was. But what's the problem? Because him say Moshe I say, and I say abayi it was one. In the problem near then.
Okay. The kind of mamefa in chairman with telephone. So programming constituency for TP.
Sure.
Inti no basa na ese me chew mo
yes
na abrebia no me fa konyan eda omase se abrebia omo time chi na omo mama konyan na me somo mra chebe je fi and now last week and honorable road minister
yes
were granted interview be announcement the announcement was major was say Swami interchange project. The design on a 40.
Okay.
4 levels.
40 to say Amasamandi. Pokwase. Okay.
Now was it a buy I decided say omo ye no 2 tier. Who needs our audio no?
No,
in fact,
I don't.
I the mount. Because if you don't have it, then our discussion will not be
okay.
Okay. Me fama a year na dom de kana
and if fasten the Dominic no monche na fe ye nhwese betimi aboa and we the audio of minister announcement
no video
okay enti all the sending they will pull the audio for us na afe yetimi abo since that would put the conversation in the right
context.
Yeah. Na etimi aboa.
Ma send ya ma Dominic.
Okay.
Na ni video no last week ya o.
Okay.
Was say omo osis Kenny ho. Esan says Kenny ho ntino. Project no instead of 4 no omo ye 2.
Omo te so about 2.
Okay. Na dachi sisika ba omo abeto aso aye no 4.
Okay.
Asema kan you know. Enti join na am say I do it there. Because you see design na ye no enye se bi obi na tin ba bi na say yenye 4 keke. The design was to address a specific problem in Kumasi. And then in Kumasi, what's sorry no pa traffic. Which made the traffic be 2 hours.
In Kumasi.
In Kumasi. Opon na okufia rush hour. Which made dimbe 2 hours. And it's all because you need what we call these grade separated interchanges. A bit distributed traffic, no?
Yes.
And one of such a year is some interchange. It would be magnificent, iconic project for the good people of Kumasi and Asante man. And now all of a sudden, who change up two? The two no will not address the problem. Even the current problem, it will not, and the future problem, no, it will not, because Kumasi is growing, the fastest growing city. It is also a transportation hub. When we say Kumasi, we say all parts of the country offer Kumasi because it's a nodal city. Yes. It sits at the right of the
yes.
And my traffic in the Ebaho, and it also connects economic centers, market zones, Techiman, and Kentampo. You know, all these are big market zones. And the Kumasi traffic, the idea here, idea say you home. And yes, design by. And it's have 2 tier no can there's nowhere.
A bit me a solve a problem. Into most starty project.
Exactly. And the minister no asma o can no say Sikeni Hunti and a 2 tier.
Yes. But what can say? Because meaning for this project, a loan funded, let's say GOG. What it to GOG?
Okay, so I'll come to that.
Okay,
I'll come to the funding. How is
because I would want to believe that maybe funding challenge in maybe or in the face say or two latest cabano about it.
I know kind in this video.
Okay,
it can make me na ka wabo.
Okay,
about no. And some about no wabeka.
Okay,
okay. Me feel say a inconsistent, a contradiction
within some kind
last week no. Until I'm wondering say I don't know in just less than a week what take it 2 positions are contradictory of each other, inconsistent. And I dream I'm in test.
Okay.
Until you know when you know who asama okay and the man so
chumwe enti omunye eyina fi yintimi emoye boaden we can ba say wutie me na wo question be ma honorable member of parliament a wobetimi e de abre 0548 443 523 0548 443 523 na yentumi intio na wonso wo question bi wo adwentra obetimi e de abrayen ye begimre na yakan e de amamo. I'll deal with some other messages while we wait to play that voice. But we say Obi, good afternoon. I want to clarify a statement I made a few days ago in your studio about the closure of the honorary consulate in the US of A. I blame the NDC government and party for halting the activities of the honorary consulate in the US of A. I do not believe, though, that Paul de Souso is the one that shut down the activities of this consulate. But I blame him as acting chairman of the NDC in Massachusetts, not using his influence to advise against such a move. Raymond Boating, or a vice chair, NPP USA, Massachusetts, and Onodi way Abrayen. We say Obi, good day and greetings to Obaya, NPP USA branch chairperson, hoping to see her win the NPP national first vice chairperson position. Gamel or Ewutu Obra Chere and Onodi way Abrayen. Yedase Papa Gamel for your message. Ain't let me see the other ones. We say Obi, good afternoon. Please, I asked you this question last year, but you didn't answer my question. I asked why some ministries are for and some are off. Please help me. Thank you. AJ Ewotema. AJ? That's an interesting question, but I'll get you the response, don't worry. We say, Obi, good afternoon. My regards to Honorable Asenso Boache. This is Reverend Ebenezer Akoto Quenin in Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. In the ref, good day to you. Thanks for doing the listening. Ma Yenshani Interest, Obi, please. My problem is with WAEC. Can you please get them to your studio and ask them when they would start the second series of the private candidate exams and when the results will be released? And also, last year's NOVDEC, when would it be released, please? Okay, that's a rather very, very important question. Bama Memra Nafeyenshe in Samoa, the Honorable Minister in charge of roads and highways, the Honorable Govins Agboja, Ekano last week, Efa Swami. Interchange project no take a listen.
The previous government awarded a project called the Swami Interchange. Yeah, it was a loan agreement, and because of our debt situation, the contractor can't draw down. Okay, and the contractor is struggling on the site. What we want to do is to work to complete a number of the levels. We are told that if we complete the first two levels, for now, it will address significantly the traffic situation, whilst we think of doing the rest in the future when we raise the money. So those who are asking why are we not doing the four, it's simply because we don't have the money, because currently the contractor hasn't got any money at all to do anything. I think it's better to do something about it rather than waiting until we find the loan to do that. And then when you get to Sunyani, the previous NDC government attempted building
Asempa FM.
Enti Govins Agboja voice no for the sake of clarity, me sign so aboni bio for the second time went in the sign etibio. Honorable Govins Agboja.
The previous government awarded a project called the Swami Interchange. Yeah, it was a loan agreement, and because of our debt situation, the contractor can't draw down. Okay, and the contractor is struggling on the site. What we want to do is to work to complete a number of the levels. We are told that if we complete the first two levels, for now, it will address significantly the traffic situation, whilst we think of doing the rest in the future when we raise the money. So those who are asking why are we not doing the four, it's simply because we don't have the money, because currently the contractor hasn't got any money at all to do anything. I think it's better to do something about it rather than waiting until we find the loan to do that. And then when you get to Sunyani, the previous NDC government attempted building
Asempa FM.
Into Honorable Asenso Boache voice no any is he not clear? Say a loan project. Your debt situation in the contractor need to mean drawdowns in Kano. Indeed, they are stuck. Tiabaya or majo onye omunye 2 na later omunye ska omaye 2 na account. Okay, that is clear enough.
Okay, so this project the financing was a loan agreement from Dashi Bank, okay, from Spain, okay, and Parliament approved the project.
Saying,
I believe 140 million dollars. Okay. In the course of the year, I'll give you the into a basano. Not all was set for the project to start. And a debt restructuring the buyer, okay, which is no fault of anybody. The problem, the financial crunch, the world experience, until almost pollute resources, almost stop the disbursement,
release,
until quickly, the government, Nana Akufo-Addo, are buying, tries to reprioritize its infrastructure financing. Until you just can be free, Afrexim Bank, until you move be, share, sir. Swami Interchange. And we are from the period of 2024 now scan walk between 2023 to 2024 scan walk on more sites a year.
But some ABSS can was a drop in a nose not in Drushe and
the aphorism there not intimate. No doubt about that. Yes. But of course, I mean, government there. When I share a buying sikasem, And you know, priority project, you know, what is the and that is why when you realize the first loan and Gina or man release, you know, you prioritize your finances, no.
Now, before
in the next year, no, there is no doubt to say you are going to also add another funds to it.
Yes.
And I buy necessary. No. Now your project, no. We had handing over notes now. Say phase 2 for instance, near 55%, 56%,
56.
One of the reasons the my project was delay, and he say, "Time almost start here, no." They realize say Kumasi, water in sewage pipes in supply Kumasi no. So I mean, roundabout one, I say and we have to do massive relocation works. It costs some money. A delayed project. I can't be part of project.
But originally, there was a project area, not completion date in a time, man.
Well,
originally,
no. Tama, you secure loan there. Now, you can see by 2024.
2024, ending 2024.
Exactly, substantially.
That's when you secure the original loan from Spain. Until say the decision was taken, say
MBO. No, to say pay another funding. The process also a delay. And sana when we hit in yes, from African Bank, they start here. No, hit the ground. No, they realize say there's a variation beyond the ground that they have to deal with, which was about the relocation of the major pipes. And Tina man, the yana microphobia and person your politics and I'm over that man, you know, yana simple. Oh, because so started construction crown, or hit TV.
Yeah,
and cry to me, man, and
it's me very timeline.
Exactly, it's another buy. But the Americans are buy, you know. Almost say some interchange near one of the projects are they can't what they call big push program.
Sure.
I'm they call parliament. I'm a parliament approve. Say a big push program.
Yes.
Just say there will be money for the project. And to the mean, say now finance minister in this audio, no,
the
road minister in this audio, no say Sikeni ho. Into any a 2 lane. Meanwhile, you are doing several other projects, new commitments are. Oh yeah, it is Kenny ho. And now we are going
new commitments.
So I'm interchanging now. A year major projects. Not only for the people of Kumasi and Ashanti region, but for the whole country. Finance Minister Amiati said, this year alone, I buy 43 billion to spend on roads. Into no, then now can say, Sikeni. Into now I said, the 1% almost short change Kumasi for because this project is very iconic. The Krobia no do Chrome, say big interchange. It tells you the
Baba Upushi minister will tell you, say. Nowhere has he said so abandon 4th year no. What he's saying said they are managing the project for now. Only 2-tier start. Exactly. 2 account.
That I agree. But you see in construction,
yes.
And yet say bia and say bia ya bon akoma nyesu koto kodidwa. Now aka say skano iso ntino ma min tontos 4. Na next time you can buy my top bia 5 account. And tisa construction we designer your designer you dey 2 and your designer you dey 4 so come on be decide to be 2 nko a change dynamics no civil works no one be brave structural issues be brave bam until near simple sir and the construction go your first one now we jai na later abano a home mobilization has cost implications and delay complications. It's a simple sir. But now if you say or more yet the NS is but you see what is even more interesting is that since yesterday morning minority
Ashanti Caucus
which I addressed.
Yes.
Honorable Minister Asaba back say the situation is not because there's no money.
Okay.
Last week I said there's no money.
Yes.
This I say is not because there's no money, and also it's not 2-tier. You heard him. He mentioned 2-tier. They say no. I said no. You're 2-tier, 3 levels, 3-tier. Na and yes, sika same thing. Na omo be start a project to be outer ringway.
Okay.
Which has been on the drawing board.
Okay.
It was part of the project that we had initiated.
Yes.
They want to do it. Great idea. We support it. But because of an intino, say the traffic now. Originally they thought
anke ebeba Kumasi no
enuntina omoye ne tripen.
Okay.
But no cry no. So it didn't all of a sudden he's talking about two positions. Just last week he said because of money. This week he's saying because of that project no money in it. But even when you I need time to really evaluate that statement by the minister.
Okay.
Because he says so outer ringway now the traffic will reduce.
Yes.
There will not be pressure
Yes.
on the Swami roundabout.
Yes.
But
You disagree?
I disagree. Unless he shows me a traffic survey reporter, a confirmer.
Say traffic ni be reduce. They will not may share graphic online. Say graphic online report ni latest explanation I will refer to.
Exactly.
Into almost say the Minister of Roads and Highways, Governs Kwame Agboja, has explained that the Swami interchange is being modified to include the construction of an outer ring road in light of new development within the greater Kumasi area. He said that as much as the original design was not arbitrary, it offered what it could based on the opportunities that existed at the time, and that, quote, with the construction of the outer ring road, an even more appropriate option is being offered. Sword was cut in October 2022 for the construction of a 4-tier interchange at the Swami roundabout in Kumasi, where the N6 from Accra connects the N10 to the northern Ghana in Tamale. This is to help improve urban mobility in the city and the Ashanti region at large. It was to be the first 4-tier interchange in the Ashanti region and the second in the country after the Pokwasi interchange in the Greater Accra region. But speaking at a press conference in Accra on Monday, the Minister of Roads, Mr. Agboja, said President Mahama had authorized the construction of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road and that works had started under the big push. The Outer Ring Road, he said, commenced at Atia Junction near Buankra and traversed Dwabeng, Kaseim, I think, Tano Dumase, Ahojo, and finally ended at Akom on the N10. Quote, the new construction offers an even more appropriate connection from the N10 at Akom to the N6 at Buankra and shortens the travel time for vehicles traveling from the northern part of our country to the southern part and vice versa. Construction of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road will divert most of the traffic up north from the city center. This is clear, no?
You see, so we name area we know a bit confused.
Okay.
There's some, truth in what he's saying.
Yes.
But you see, traffic, some interchange.
Yes.
The bulk of that traffic, is coming from Techima.
I know
the northern part.
A free market centers,
Techima, Kintampo.
Yes.
Tamale, Upper West, Upper East.
I
can say, I want to see a traffic survey report. Majority, over 80% of that traffic, it goes into the city. Because they are traders. Exactly. They are traders.
Yes. Yes.
Almost Omoba abetu kwa other persons. They are coming to Kejetia for transport. That's what I'm saying, that there's still the traffic will be there. They all can, as if said there, Omo maybe be Okumasi. That is not it. And I will want to see a traffic survey reporter authenticating what the Honorable Minister is saying.
Okay. Okay.
But the 40 is still relevant.
Even say Omoye Outer Ring Road, that's still
important.
Kumasi here 40
it's still important. It's still important. And then yes, be a transit a body team say yenye for engineering studies. And the Outer Ring now Minister they cannot. That's always been on the plan.
Yeah, but so Omoma Shasio.
Well, I mean, who's on my share? But on my share is fine. I'm not. My position is not to contest what the minister is saying. On my share, it has always been on the engineers at the ministry. They know this. They order that.
But no moment started.
Yeah, started construction.
Okay.
And he says almost started. I don't know, but
I think the story says
almost started.
That's what the story says. The story says okay, I'll say. Let me see. The part of the story.
What you say the president has authorized the construction.
I
don't know, sir, if
President Mahama had authorized the construction of the Kumasi Outer Ring Road, and that works had started under the big push.
Oh, okay.
That's what the story says.
Yes, I can
Okay.
Normally,
say be a feasibility. Say no, so works has started.
Well,
maybe
fine.
I'm just hazarding a guess.
But I'm not interested in contesting that. What I'm saying is, regardless whether they have started or not, this outer ring road, it's been on the drawing board for a long time. I, as a minister, I reviewed it, and it was part of the plans. Ministry projects one. But I'm saying that the traffic na fuel burning now, they are not bypassing; they are coming to the city.
Especially if you the northern part of the country.
They are coming. Other places, and still there will be heavy traffic on that stretch. And you can say we jai for TNA now the for it's still a problem. That's my position on this.
Okay.
And Obio nim Kumasi bia we nim the volume of traffic in free Techima and then by
but Sisiana ne position on the number of tiers I will say initially from the voice now also 2 tier and on bay. But I'll hear the press conference and run or say on bay 3 tier because of the outer ring road.
And I'm saying that
you are saying say 3 tier enough.
The way I will see address it says 3 tier now. There will not be any pressure on there, I disagree.
And then you disagree.
Unless say why traffic survey be, and I want to see that report and confirm what he said. Because from as a planner,
yes,
me said the movement of goods and services. I know very well say, and no man are burning they are coming into the city, which is Kumasi Jom, and a first one and ever. So we saw Kumasi. Oh, minim Kumasi. If found ever, and minim the entire minister Kasa.
But in the story, the minister alluded to some challenges for the project. For example, Haneka the minister was addressing a press conference in Accra yesterday in response to the NPP Ashanti Caucus's concerns, accusing the government of deliberately trying to change the interchange from a 4-tier to a 2-tier project. Mr. Agboja said the issue about selective funding, as stated by the caucus, was misplaced, and that it is, quote, important to note that not a single pesewa is being diverted from the original project, but rather over 3 billion Ghana cedis has been committed into the outer ring road network. And they will be spending 3 billion on the outer ring road.
But that's a different project.
Yeah, a different project. Sure. Challenges was said. The minister said that the full cost of funding the original design was not available to complete the works after Ghana had declared default and gone to the IMF. To enable the start of the project, it was put under an free exempt facility, and after partial disbursement of the advance payment, no payments have been received to date. Mr. Agboja said the main challenge with the original design was not the functionality, but the expropriation cost. The minister said the project budget did not include the full cost of relocating utilities, and that although utilities such as water and electricity at the roundabout were eventually moved, there remain more at Grofrom intersection and Abrepo. Quote, the project did not also account for the full cost of land and property compensation. The north-south leg of the viaduct or the viaduct will have to be partly built on land owned by Garden City Mall, impact the Swabi police station, and a 3-story commercial and residential building not budgeted under the project. quote, a rough estimate of the cost of these will be more than 50% of the cost of constructing the 4-tier interchange, he said. Mr. Agboja said that the Garden City Mall owners had earlier indicated a no objection to putting foundations on the land. However, immediately after the 2024 elections, their lawyers wrote to indicate an intention to sue and physically stopped Rango from using part of their land to store Jesse barriers, something they had no objection to earlier. He said, "Ain't really what can benefit from modification, but yeah, address challenges now or identify."
Yeah.
Such as a project costing no mujani maybe.
Well, it's possible. The thing is that in construction,
Yes.
you meet emerging issues. That's why you call it variations. So, yeah, now there are, you know, you provide space.
Yes.
For all these things.
For contract variations.
Yeah, exactly. It's regular. So Nyadibia, say money. He's talking about say it will affect certain buildings.
Yes.
I mean all over the world. Yeah, projects, especially in the city. Yeah, there's something we call eminent domain, compulsory acquisition.
Yes.
As long as we project never boa or money,
Yes.
we can acquire a building and you be working for from a part of it.
Yeah, but higher cost.
Cost. But you see, we look at we do the cost and benefit analysis, and because in future, this ultimately, so why now in 10 years time, the problem was
Yes. Yes.
And engineers, when they were doing all these things, they knew say police station no can yes bugu.
Okay.
Now you see for and I see be move all these things were there. They are not new. I mean, in fact, if the engineers some year way no that's what ministry, if they didn't identify all these things there, and I feel identify them, it's a serious indictment on them.
Yeah.
But I don't think that was the case. We knew they were going to remove all those.
But if say or ancillary cost ni nyina almost 50% of the project cost and kasa, then
50%.
or say 50% of building the 4-tier.
No,
almost 50% the cost of building the 4-tier. Well, say compensation
because I've seen baby on my state is 100 million Ghana cedis.
Yes.
And the project cost also was about $140 million. So it cannot be 50%. But it was quite substantial.
A substantial cost.
But not 50%.
But that would then mean say Abai would need to look at the constraints, and then see how best they can still complete the project within time, and also make sure say among cost spending unnecessarily. In the Abai free say okay, because of these challenges, 4-tier yen to me, it is about 3-tier. Now still a outer ring, which would also be beneficial in a way. Why don't you agree with government?
The outer has nothing to do with that. That and the idea of Asempa.
Okay.
Because you also need to divert traffic
from sure. In the other day, I was saying
Kumasi, no doubt,
sure.
Like Ghana,
a traffic here.
In 2 a year, we reduce traffic.
Yes.
We have inner ringway,
yes,
which is ongoing. In fact, I can't certain part be there's a Japanese funding.
Okay.
Okay. And outer no so any.
Yes.
No so there. So you don't come into the city crowd.
Yes.
And these are the ringway.
Sure.
And now you walk what we call the pokes. Ebia from Kumasi to Kuntinasi.
Yes.
Kumasi to Barakesi.
Yes.
Kumasi to Obuasi. Kumasi to Accra. Kumasi to Techima.
Yeah.
So when these roads two are good, reduce
traffic within the city center.
Then also you have the interchanges, which will distribute traffic
within the
city.
Exactly.
And this is how we address the Kumasi.
It's not just the outer ring where the head there was
and I'm saying it's been on the drawing board, which the government intends to do, which you support it. In that ring was the Japanese funding, was President Kofone I can't Japanese funding it be complete.
Yes.
Now there's a part as a government so it's and also Georgia Hotel, Oak Plaza Hotel, that stretch, and the government of Ghana.
But for example, Minister Rezi issue of Garden City Mall, any owners initially had agreed, say, oh, Mubetime you saw Masas Nibi. Now they are writing to them, say, they intend to sue. Omo makwan en komo be na mo ne omo di
ni nyina ye engagement. Ofanko is one project here.
Yes.
One of the reasons they delay power was court actions. Several court actions. There's even a graphic front page. Because of court suits, project is being delayed. These are all part of the compensation scale. Man was so. It was main prima but at the end of the day, the laws in this country allows government to take over property to do projects or money, and that's the compulsory acquisition you mentioned. So all these things are engagement. One engagement now any issue compulsory acquisitions. And you don't say where raise issue the benefits, entire benefit of the project may die because we'll be a resilience. These are all part of construction management. It happen all the time. Expressway they are going to meet a lot of these things, but they will still do it because.
But see, the other challenge said they were the original loan from Spain Afri-Exim facility so
not enough.
Now with all the constraints if you still insist buying 40 with all the challenges a minister identify here, where is government going to get the money from?
You see, you are looking at the importance of the project and how it will benefit the people.
Yes.
Enti sikane de na de cocoa bebre buy ton gold bebre buy ton taxes e no na de your management. And the command so no sabi
the second largest
exactly. No put or the bomber enchi upper regional theaters pa after a cry it's come say enti also munya iconic projects like this say we answer and eboa e man puntu ba because idea ba ko Ghana ha inhibit your development and growth, economic growth is delays and lack of lost productivity and all kwajuma and so drew an upper 8 traffic in T no draw 9 no be about now send back on so cooktum ukujum ekoto ade and so on me go be so be seen it's the implication be and this is economic management and you see and yes project yes be was na finish work again it has implication for economic growth economic development and the prosperity of the country.
Of the people. Minister can be about modification on person and the benefit. Or say the minister said the modification would allow quote us to save those buildings and allow the businesses to thrive while offering a new first class concrete road from Akom on the N10 to Buankra on the N6. In with the modification, they will not need to break down buildings. Be also mukutu compensation. Number one.
These modifications, Minister Kamasi.
Yes.
I'm a very pragmatic public servant.
Sure.
And I know say all these things we can look at them.
Yes.
I don't have any problem. And if the funds are available and who say no never we will look at it. I'll be prepared to support.
Sure.
But the point I'm making is just last week he didn't say these things.
One can you
exactly. And Okaka some for says he continue yentimi ye 2 pe. One can say ye 3 or see ye 2 pe later. Now be 4 no. Let's just say that is totally different scenario than what he explained yesterday. And with this new way, in another radio station, when they read this to me, I said I'm prepared to evaluate these plans.
The new way now.
Exactly. I won't come and sit here and say the work can be bogus. No, I'm not that kind of a public servant. Now I'll look at it. And it says in the with additional information given the emerging issues, we look at what is best for the country. That one is fine.
Sure.
But my problem is the change of position in less than a week.
Okay.
What is the guarantee say next week is so and you see project I parliament there are processes of doing that.
Yes.
You do stakeholder engagement. A key stakeholder in this is Parliament.
Parliament. And sign when you Parliament.
I'm a member of the Transport Rules and Transport Committee, and my minister Intimi made this guy say I'm a member of Parliament in Kumasi. My constituency is directly affected by this project. Having my constituency, you know, me kasa so me so all those constituencies me share Kumasi. We are no media. And out of the blue, now one make announcement say they change now too. The anxiety, the fears among my people, no. So we need to also ask government questions, especially when we know say government are committing big money for roads. I say scout in case the shame near Kumasi for a better possible. So we have to ask questions.
But when him said there is one final question always you cannot run away from, not just you personally, but as a party and a former government. The fact that you had 8 years in government, the fact that you had promised the people of Ashanti region, Kumasi in particular, say, Mubesi, at a point, I must say, 5 interchanges for them.
It was part of the plan.
Absolutely. And all of those areas. 5. You know, that question would always come back. Say, I was saying, no, you had 8 years.
You see, yeah, they refi, they see, we are saying, we experience global financial crunch.
Yes.
After COVID-19.
Yes.
We are and all these projects, because they're huge projects, you the foreign funding.
Yes.
And you know, funding some projects Takrade, PTC, Estole,
yes.
Nungwa, interchange, Estole. It's in percent Kumasi for Asante for Negana for TSC. So the period MPP buy, we experience a situation that other countries in the world and so experience here. Man, your plans in me, not because we neglected.
But Asante for also will tell you, say, Omo interchanges are more yeah commission work. And why not?
No, funding no were different. For instance, interchange tema.
Yes.
And on a Japanese
grant. Motorway interchange.
Exactly. Now so
it's Pali Small, the yellow was commissioned close to the elections and also
yes, and say na our watching. And now the impact on traffic flow in Accra was so great. You see, metini in Ase, but Accra also no population no one.
Yeah.
So why you be being temwa and the city will crash. And there are grace.
Yes.
The population and economic activities in Accra.
was so saying any other city.
And now we do Kumansua. What do compare? Takrade and after Tamale
Kumasi was so.
And you know, Yaneka it wasn't deliberate. Say MPC be Kumasi. In fact, Honorable Abuja Oba for making statement be say the bulk of our investment in the road infrastructure are concentrated on Accra and Kumasi. I mean, Greater Accra and Ashanti. And he was concerned about it. And now person just I said prioritize Accra and Greater Accra in the Ashanti region. But there's a reason. Because when we are building road projects now, population density is one.
Yes.
The economic activity is one.
Yes.
In my hometown, which is a small village, you cannot build a highway there.
Sure.
Because they don't need it. But you need a highway in
Kumasi, in Accra.
Exactly. And already that should tell you, say, yeah, you know, maybe bro, Ashanti region. In Ashanti region, even though you need interchange now, man, yeah, quite be brave. Inner city roads be brave. Across Kumasi.
Yeah, the inner city roads that every objective observer would agree.
Yeah.
So for inner city roads, they be brave course. And I remember even a Kosokra when you became roads minister in a lot of areas in Kumasi. But I think that the fundamental question still is for 8 years and at least one interchange, one.
Yeah, but
just finish one.
Receive a shock, financial shock on this particular one. Yeah,
because now because me kaisa me ne o predecessor di nkomo honorable Amwakwata ama oka interchanges oka ofori krum oka eyi awologa I know for it good to oka awologa oka santase and oka swami at the time na swami na mun start and oka swami and I think oka 2 harvests okay 2 others become I mean and now on size of crack I say the president could first started swami no say swami the end come one the president could work so for idea no say and also every because I think still it's not completed and
it's working. It's working. That interchange now can say
no the interchange itself every but also now ancillary road project become
I could see
the coffee buakwa no
please tell us and
we interchanges so I say ye see structure ni we pa nioma be beautify interchange no ye jai eno ye nsha da enye nka I don't know say na project scope no sa nioma ne nka ho and I'll give an example ohwe Pokwase interchange beautiful edifice but time o ka so o ma wi a me ko fa o me say because interchange at least o so ohwe how am ye we no Palace Mall beautiful but Pokwase the
me I call ministry me I had a discussion with the engineers
yes
and we decided say going forward we have to the beautification of the project is also part of the
Palace Mall
that one I insisted that we have to do that and the urban roads department they also assisted in that but I agree with you the key thing is that we learn from this our past and mistakes near there. I'm hoping say Kwame Abuja to he will also do he's very committed to the work he's doing
very well
I'm hoping
but do you know say NDC aban yitimi wie swame interchange no esan ye one more interchange kan wo Kumase a maso be ye pa
oh baby let's say let me tell you Pokwase the preparation for Pokwase
yes
yeah but to you
the preparation for yes I agree
but not design
yes
but you be so
yes
and upgraded design it was 3 tier and you the 4 and the government they continue so what I say oh Kumase interchange these are our plans I say be so and ataba ni enu nti uba na so obeye no
no so for swame de no everybody would agree most starting sika buy ma mo de starting mo anwie say na wo ka be 50% mo anwie e no mo ba beto aso but so mo koye ba bi so ofori krom de na no man start here it will be an original project for them
but they don't chase bia because Kumase no all the major road projects of Kumase nyina is done by President Kufuor all the major road projects
I said before the Lemes Ba aba be adwuma wo
and I'm say all the major projects I mean Lemes Ba do project no be okay
so Kumase who quote first
and but I'm saying the major people explain quote Lemes Ba and such and then Tabeti mu nyina ba be but look at today Kumase road infrastructure you can lay your hands on say this government it's President Kufuor
any president Kufuor
yeah and things also baby and say because you theaters
yes Kumase for theater
it's true and Kumase so is a big economic center for and no be it shouldn't be say omunya votes free holding and it shouldn't deploy development because of votes do that because of economic growth and development and it shouldn't just be politics in Ghana and be politics and on Ghana President Muhammad so can say is to be an act of mediocrity if to compare project they hear major policy initiative like free SHS, like national health insurance, and a MPPA superior than any other political party.
But the NDC would also argue, say, to say offer Kumase for the year pejedi, as and for year for in Duko Kumase, trade is a major thing in Kumase. Most of the traders know a crowd, Munioma, and they buy eba beton. Oma manager ma see the number form, which is good for the people of Kumase. And ebi awotisi kuromwa. People will remember this government for Sadi and Kumase.
But the people are also saying that see the number form, but still our prices of goods are high, the utilities are high, and all that. And some people are questioning whether see the number form, whether it's real or cosmetic. inflation. They say inflation was 3.5. Dream of me just say. And so no matter so still people still ne we go cover to the end there chan and so was slow. But statistics
so the rate of increase is almost a reduce
rate of increase.
Yes, that's what the inflation
well,
does.
but whatever it is, prices was slow. Prices was slow. People were expecting Senka above from say can you see some reduction, but you are not seeing that. Yeah, that the cocoa markets can't say money. Today we are not able to pay cocoa farmers. It's a big issue in the cocoa farming communities. You know, normal what can you say why you win so at the end of the day, your economic indicators should reflect on the ordinary Ghanaian. But so far we are not seeing that.
And not the commercial for cattle.
Oh yeah, of course. Now, as I said, sometimes there's some call down. When you say sometimes more call, there's some regular. And can we say no? Don't even have to speak to a politician, because politician there, oh yeah, you think say politics
narrative.
You think say, but the pure. Go to the cocoa growing areas, talk to them. Go to the markets, talk to them. Of course, you will be 1 or 2 people and this woman organizer. And I say. Of course, MPP women organizing to become, but the majority of them are ordinary people are back.
Yeah.
And the economy in the market for Nikuta.
Sure. It's ready for
Nikuta market. Yeah.
It's true. My memory this final question. Minya Okwine Kokotua Wejuma. So when him say, and I know Yamakotua Bayemo, a flag bearer for 2028. The last election in 2024, flag bearer and power, the running mate from the Ashanti region. There are calls say on maintaining a running mate. No, do you, as an MP from the region, believe say this time around say running mate is a free Ashanti region deal?
The kind, I think say Dr. Baumia when yet. He's a very experienced politician. He's been running mate himself twice. Now, vice president.
2 terms.
2 terms. No, running mate quite wide the 4 terms. So, when President Kufuor will call,
contested 4 times. Sure.
And then I running mate. And also vice president, he's very experienced. Into him, decision will take last time. It wasn't a mistake. Decision will be taken away. It won't be a mistake. We need to obey. I mean penny. Some for the money pressure. So you say, choose we mean choose we. Say we want cry. And me shows on penny phone so on be consultations. And the man I don't want people to be putting pressure. On him. Yeah. You made very reference to Matthew Pokupepe. Someone funny be man. Excellent guy. Matthew Pokupepe is a senior person to me, more like a senior brother. I've worked with him in cabinet. Bring power up when your opportunity to be vice president.
Yes.
If he's a Ghana being so far so. And indeed, just like many other MPP for almost so a qualified say on betimi abe
running mate.
Na Nyakopon yard mama be president. But I just don't want to put pressure on the man. He needs time to reflect and all that. This is my position on the matter.
But at least running mate needs a free Ashanti region. You would like it.
Oh yeah. The thing is, it makes political sense. That you see, even in the US, when you are choosing your running mate, you are looking for a balance.
Yes.
When you are old,
yes,
you look for a
somebody who is young.
When you are younger, you look for an older person. That is why
Obama
choose
your friend is Biden, who was
far exactly, and that is why George Bush would choose Dick Cheney.
Yeah,
to balance. Yeah. But you also sometimes you want to do a gender balance. Sometimes you want to do regional balance. In the case of Dr. Baumia, and he comes from a very minority tribe.
Yes. Yes.
And it makes a lot of political sense to choose for majority tribe. Yeah. In this case MPP, which is the base of
the party, which is Ashanti.
And there are a lot of considerations, and it makes a lot of sense to choose from Ashanti region. Exactly, especially when you want to maximize
your vote
there. Yeah.
But almost a year and some months into the NDC administration, Onim said because of the number of votes in the Ashanti region here, a major region for the two political parties.
I agree.
A almost stronghold there. Do you, when you get into the region, do you feel that sense? You still have a total hold of the region as a party.
People of Kumasi want MPP back.
Hey.
Yeah, they want MPP back.
Kumasi.
I go to church, I go to market. Now, see, I'm going to address a church event. I mean, person may bo on with dinner. But the Muslimu, Muntu Tumu, Satam never to Dr. Baumia, Kennedy, Mr. Mo, Muntu Tumu, no more you, Muntu no more you, who so Namutimra. The people of Ashanti region are looking forward to the return of the MPP back into office. And you know, so Ubina Kase Yatoaba. Now, a lot of our people didn't vote. A lot of the people in Kumasi didn't vote. And I'm saying some beer, you know, kika fire, hone, binumu fu, binuma relax near the day. But you're free, so you, among who said no. So say Chibe order and Tisa on saying. They are looking forward to the return of the MPP, just like it's other regions. We saw what an attack right the Western region. But oh no, we are argumenting. Some they are so reliable. Any other parts of the country, yeah. Go to the cocoa growing communities. At the end, seminar, yeah, one country more cocoa growing communities. So omoba be tuya sika. Now, and then say, let me review video be finance minister, agri minister. Mere promises, I can say. And they are not even able to pay them at all. I understand that there is a crunch meeting,
an emergency cabinet meeting, Ochna. Yeah.
Just to discuss why.
Just to find resolution to cocoa.
Exactly. In our time, we never had emergency cabinet meeting to address a national crisis. No, we didn't have.
But when there is a crisis, there's also a cabinet issue.
You see, when the crisis is for instance, COVID-19, and no, there's a natural crisis, natural disaster. That one is different. But we name cocos every time. So to away, the one thing I show no money, you know, to there.
Yeah, I'm saying the state mujai cocoa board.
Everything. Yeah. Everything. But on buy when you scar Eddie rules, Eddie and no everything be as you said President Mahama, he's been in government before. When you be he's a novice in Ghanaian politics, been an MP, been a deputy minister, vice president before. You know, we'll be a second from the one now. We're ready to lead. You say we be blame who predecessor there. You know, it's an act of failure, if you ask me.
Very well. My men sena yem fancy. Me say Brano you be science we dim komobio. We wish you very, very well. Why?
Thank you very much. But share today. Next time I talk, say me say Otako America parent. Is it American man pass it now? Now,
Kobe Betras now for question how on the
concern be am person. See, Minister, there are road projects must start here. Any adwuma mo ye ya ye nyina ye hu ye.
Yes.
Ebi ni ofanko to ensawom.
Ye ofanko to ensawom, yes.
Ebi ni kaswa to Winiba. Me kaisa wo crowd ni amin. Eko ana mo hwe how am bet be Christ and to Takrade.
The plan was to extend it to Takrade.
I
mean from Kaswa through Winiba to Cape Coast Takrade.
And there's several other roads.
Yes.
Now aban de o share adwuma ase na wanwia aban foforo ba obeto.
So that's true.
Now they have many say President Mahama aban o ma shede tria bloggers. And then now what you see, I'm sure minister say why here we home be. Oko X, oko YouTube, oko Facebook. Omafa President Akufo-Addo project ni nyina na oma label no say Mahama project. I'm sure you've seen some of these things. So Enra, when I went to Metro TV, it came up. And I said, look, so now say we all infrastructure projects will be friend a big pusher. It doesn't change the fact says our project will be project. So
a project will be chassis.
Will be chassis. Of course. Now say yeah no more e-blocks. But never did we say a Akufo-Addo project. Never did we put Akufo-Addo's picture on it.
One example is Tepa.
Yeah.
Goso.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tepa Goso dear.
Miana, Mr. T. Me my time. Me day contract to come out of job. Come out. You see, what drew out fat. Certain part. Will be bloggers. If you could join. Mama yadio.
I mean,
no, but say the nature of our politics is a competitive politics. At the end of the day, narratives be but the government would want to push their narrative. But it behoves so to respond. But if you don't respond, then it's the narrative.
Fair enough. I don't think a minister may bring it up.
Yeah,
me personally, I have taken it up, and the attacks on me, it's okay. I don't have a problem. But Mimi Fee say minister the on information in United Ekutano ne adai.
So we say internal matters. Internal matters. We will discuss that.
Yeah, because once the current government current government will push a narrative say a project I buy for example, so we share the whole way out there they say Kaswa to Winneba. Kaswa to Winneba. Maybe in the plans they won't say Bedu Cape Coast. But that bit was not very much highlighted. It's a Baimba na Obekate sword from Winneba to Cape Coast. The narrative will be pushed.
Problem.
Yes.
Maybe problem here. Project I nimse abani free so why about 70%.
Yes.
It's all Fanco project. That's me.
10 lane.
Yes, that's my concern.
Then also almost say
I'm saying they say if it's near almost 70%.
70%, exactly.
Then also blogger.
I'm saying that several bloggers go on YouTube and TikTok 70%. All over. Say a Mahama project.
Maripoma Road.
Yes, I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. And now the ABI ye dwene ho a ye ntimi anhya I know they of course metiase. But your project me kaise minister ye ho adwuma.
Oh yeah.
So na obi bana ye ntimi anwie nti no. There is a deliberate plan.
You know this government they use bloggers and social media a lot.
Yeah, but that is where the world is going. It is who your opposition parties where you also have to strategize.
Don't steal somebody's project.
No, but I don't name justify taking somebody's
I'm not saying
project.
it justifies it.
It doesn't.
I'm not saying it justifies it. But the point is if a blogger for whatever reason or motive push a certain narrative. Now if we said that narrative no enya no cry, what do you do?
But say anything I met here. Anything I me call other platforms make up one say me. Send your boy I ever Ghana for who no cry because me my minister here ne nua panyi amakwanta here.
Na issues you am raising anyway, your caucus raising.
Yes.
Na can me expect say honorable Kwame Abuja will deal with the issues. But start here now. You failed your region. I don't think it's politics, no. It's a personal side. I didn't fail my region. I spoke to an issue from based on what you said.
Yes.
And you change your position. I mean, in some of our normal we can look at them. Which I'm fine with that. I told you say I'm not the kind of public servant. Obi cast me here now me say mbungu.
Yes.
But politics of personal attacks and all that, if you say it's not elegant, and you can say
very well,
encourages her.
Very well. Honorable, that's it. Kofiton to Abe Cancer. After this short break here, the discussion segment na Ebetwa Moso Munchayen, but Ekosiisen On Asempa. Stay with us.
Do you want to play or do you want to stream and earn cash? Welcome to Lucky Live, Ghana's newest online gaming and streaming platform where your luck comes alive. Over 80 plus fun games, slots, spins, aviator, football, fishing, and more. Love making videos? Stream on Lucky Live and earn gifts from your fans in real time. Fast deposits, instant withdrawals, and a super easy to use interface. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up today to grab your welcome bonus and let your luck shine on Lucky Live. Lucky Live, let your luck shine. Vetted by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. 18 plus only. Gaming can be addictive.
Tango. Syntax, hey, I talk very strong. If you want quality, this be where you belong. Syntax, hey, I talk very strong. Oh, gonna shout and sing the song. When the sun they hot, Syntax no break. When the rain they fall, still no shake. Builders they choose and plumbers they prove. And many project you they start. Syntax
Electroland ya chedi ho dress so kwaba wo dey be che wado for Valentine you. Ya ma wo discounts a won TV da. Any a chedi so kwa every top brands ni na. Wo bet me no wado for 8 year do nyumo every Samsung, TCL and Nasco home theaters no mu. Na masia hwesene e wo ye LED smart TV ne so. Mu ya masa de top air conditioners na jojomo ho. Wo bet me so de bedside fridge no actually with champagne. Na masa de 4 to 6 grow ni oven gas cooker no. And your daddy ane. For your top or front load washing machines no that fast shock you wado for them. Call your showroom and now call www.electrolandgh.com and our friend was 050-315-9739. Electroland Ghana Limited. Yeah, bakwa e won name nyama e fe na me board dafem.
Omo discourse chiache omo jiamodi sene obebisa omo fast course ho bia omo betenete nanso wan ana yemu telepa eno ne ye behwe e wo de Asempa from community sports quiz ne so Asempa from community sports quiz sene ne di ne kire no community be won kra ana abia se e wo sports on semu pa Mala Santa Maria North Kadesh Accra New Town Lima Kaswa Amasamai Ashama South Industrial Area Adako Domi Pilatu Tema Anateshi earlier bay and the ultimate price shit that's no same point be handy be won taste see be me day 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I was some FM show the quiz master Chani Chichi no time keep up on it all crying I have some from community sports quiz you are going to see a conco I am center stank I am strong I am tough
Miminde bia 12:30 shamini adorable ladies abra ye kan abujem nsem on and off the pitch in a feminine way say fruit and attractive a ladies time was Asempa 94.7 FM
sportsman now we coach dear look sporty suit at show consider better than USA for I've always admired one person in football David Beckham
Imanu Ajiman Bedu minim so what I was what to me do bata o atake obi a open ma kwase kopine ni pants ara ro be so ngu I don't fara say I say kwala mi onu anga so mo pe nyoma se chichiro ni mi nua peni ni de so sa ni se ko ba mo pe se ana we ni wo Kayo sami minde bia 12:30 a ladies time on Asempa 94.7 it will be sweeter than sweet Mavis Amano Femi Fire Living
Imagine making or collecting all payments without leaving your chair. Sounds like magic, right? Nah, it's Stanbic Pay. From school fees to utilities, government and statutory payment to investment, insurance payment, Hajj payment, and more. Just log on to Stanbic Pay.
Cherish your time and live happier in safety and convenience.
Just visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 030-340-9212 or 055-676-0683 to get started.
Do you wanna play or do you wanna stream and earn cash? Welcome to Lucky Live, Ghana's newest online gaming and streaming platform where your luck comes alive. Over 80 plus fun games, slots, spins, aviators, football, fishing, and more. Love making videos? Stream on Lucky Live and earn gifts from your friends in real time. Fast deposit, instant withdrawals, and a super easy to use interface. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up today. Grab your welcome bonus and let your luck shine on Lucky Live. Lucky Live, let your luck shine. Vetted by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. 18 plus only. Gaming can be addictive.
Aha! Afraid if you then you The ultimate for hey woman switch it I am prep zone the latest news around the world of sports weekend games no in-depth preview and analysis na ya hot betting odds for the weekend anu nisika kukuno money love show ni prep zone every day 7 to 9:30 p.m. Don't miss the show. Mechen Sauden Takremosu. #PrepZone.
Hello.
Hello, it's a
Boko.
Okay.
Okay, hold on, my main checking message in bra. Yeah, Medi. Medi ABC game. We got 1,000 Ghana. Me let us do about and Medi 5,000 Ghana cedis. Dial star 262 hash. Selected 3 letters BR to say KBW and I say WIN. Na say ya buba bano. Na say wapani bibwa. What disika? Se ni na bombo dia. What disika kesi ekra. Game radio. There is no loser because Utrano Wendy cry 10% cash back. Yeti wadi ebamao. Here's what happened me. Girl, cry machine. Obi trade this crab on sudre. ABC game. Easy to say ABC. And Kratway NLA Ajatu. What characters platform also.
Udia, so what was you would won't be beer the dear. I am a feeling it to say. Any gem qua, Sapa Pepena Sempa Super Promonity, Imperial General Assurance Yada Rumenti. A free January boost me day, Dikan, Ecosi April boost me day chatwall. So we show car and our renewal policy. Would Sanya Chedia was so our Munumu.
Missy, a Chediani day, ya bonabede, ye mouth free flow, me EV charging coupons, now day chat time. Ya de woka beko garages up, papa. Mama Shenia Hano, I won't yashi. Yes, I'm a 1-year life insurance cover up here. So na branded souvenirs ne de bebre umbrellas tissue boxes ne ne ekeka ho
entiamas habre we sound ho with your 0577 667 436 kosi 8 woni broker ninkomo ana kwaye agent bia ho o man mu be bia insure driving na winning when Imperial pay
wo de follow yen wo social media na hunu mu yi nhihye kakra wo ho
Imperial General Assurance solid protection.
Driver need ye. So what is sequence wa? Bibia betumi asi. Enu nti na wasa wo ya motor insurance a. Ayentem. Ema motor so. Na enya wo mo wani tutun ka wonsam ahohiahia. Say a comprehensive motor insurance, third party fire and theft, and a third party nkoa. Provident insurance ni wani daso. Every January kosi March. So wo ye insurance wo ye ho. Ana wo renewa. Ye chawfua coupons. Ana branded souvenirs kama. Enhihye kakra wo ho. Provident insurance branch bia. Ana ye agency outlets. Obetun so ko license broker bia ho penchire bia for 050-937-4928 and call providentgh.com kaisa wo yankon ko be here Ghana card and adwuma ko so be here tin number send e nice injection
with Provident and you're covered.
Electrical appliance bay na wopato. Say your mobile phones with say Nokia, Samsung, Infinix, any phones ahodo nyina. Smart TVs, air conditioners, chest freezer, double decker, tabletop fridges, and a washing machine, microwaves, blenders, CCTV camera. Any call Franco electrical appliances. Are durable and very energy efficient. What sounds what it bonus so. Bura branch beer benwo. Nekwaji electrical appliances. Eye papa na ne buofu. Every Franco. Ana friend 0246-422-338 and 0555-939311 and www.francotrading.com. Now to add your online. Ubetmenya up to 40% discount. Electrical appliances papa pa ifi. Eye bakupe. Eye Franco.
Oh
new year, Ghana is opening a new chapter in green growth and investments. Tree Crops Development Authority, TCDA, presents the first Ghana Tree Crops Investment Summit and the first Tree Crops Industry Awards 2026. The 4-day event runs from the 17th of February to the 20th of February 2026 at the Accra International Conference Center. Morning sessions start at 8 a.m. and afternoon sessions start at 1 p.m. daily. Theme: Sustainable Growth through Tree Crops Investment, Resetting and Building Ghana's Green Economy. The summit brings investors, policymakers, agribusiness leaders, entrepreneurs from cashew, coconut, oil palm, rubber, mango to share from all over the world to connect. Climaxing the summit will be a special gala night and first Tree Crops Award ceremony. For exhibition, sponsorship and registration, contact us on 0303 981 790. Visit our website at tcda.gov.gh or connect with us via our social media platforms at TCDA Ghana. Registration is required to invest in Ghana. Grow tree crops. The future is green. Be part of it. Seacoms beyond cocoa. Our Seacoms, our future. Come one, come all.
Adechie bia ni mu nsem simane tonhwiri bia nso ne esisi e wa manyosam ne dada setene mu na saye de nsam no to pama so to ne sere ne abasa ne ye pisa ne se ekosisen e we ekosisen dwumadie so e wa Asempa FM so.
Acquiring a new presidential jet is not off the table completely.
Oh, it can never be off the table. Except that when you get to the point of making that decision now, you consider all factors in terms of cost-benefit analysis.
It's a major propaganda, no? Cosmetics, artificial. Now, as a gas, no, you make up so that then it's a bano beer, baby, since you only sincere when you who change Halloween Kakamoto. It is any economy, no? There's a Johnny German talkers here, and on being the reality.
Baby, man, the man was a certain Cassia pen, man, the addition inside. For the other fact, baby, I'm gonna be for the other.
The ban was a facade. It was a charade. Omoka say a ban no more man for concession she wouldn't move here. Kennedy Japan said it.
Ekosiisen Obi Medini Osei Bonsu from Obi. Shiami award-winning socio-political talk show Ekosiisen so Monday to Friday 2 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Na yenhwani ansem ne bekọ akosi. Meni omo ekabia ewom ne omanyimu mpanyimfo sinkonya adwendwen oman Ghana ho. Ekosiisen wa Asempa FM so mayenhia.
Asempa FM, Ekosiisen, Asempa FM, Obi nebado, Obiba, Obibo, Obiba, Ode Asempa nabo, Obi nebado, Obiba, Obibo, Obi nebado, Ode Asempa nabo. Obi nie, Ekosiisen nie. Bonsu awo minisempa de brane mamba Obi som
Masomo Asempa 94.7 FM Ekosiisen dwumedie no wasuguso a otie no ma yena mu nyina ase ne ensan mama kwaba in 15 minutes time it will be 5 p.m. or question be mi or adwenche on any of the issues ayedi ho nkoma your WhatsApp number is 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. Obi, good evening. Osei, you stay with a woman for 8 years. You cannot get her pregnant. Someone comes in and in 1 year gets that woman pregnant. You are now saying the child is ugly. Only in Ghana, NPP. Kalito Guzman, Ewo Takrade. Kalito Yedase. Hi, Obi. I want to thank Honorable Asenso for so much for setting the record straight. This is all we in the diaspora want. We want the propaganda of the NDC to be diffused. they can't lie their way into power and govern with same. John Bart Ado, Ohio, US of A, and on the way a brain. And for I think Enra enemy who sa write up now a making rounds on social media, and it was attributed to Yao Boating Jan, or a former national organizer of the NDC. Now, Osha write up now say when inflation was 24% and the dollar was 14 cedis, a flight from Accra to Sunyani was 1,900 Ghana cedis. Why is it that today, with inflation at 3.7% and the dollar at 11 cedis, the same flight from Accra to Sunyani is 2,700 Ghana cedis? Wafaya Boatinjan, former NDC national organizer, we any post and write up a Enra na aircore rounds bebre inti me de sende Dominic Namika say Omusa Openyi ya Boatinjan say can he confirm this? And the Dominic here say and opinion say Onoa ebe kasa on this particular issue be ono no so hu say e make it round. Opinion ya Boatinjan akwa be Ekosiisen suni. Na me pacho wa po me ye de.
Nyame adom me ho ye papa na mo so.
Nyame adom ye ho ye pa.
Ati na me te bon kan che mo mo tuja pa so.
Afi papa nko san ye ho. Afi papa nko san ye ho. Minim say when who sa write up ya me kan ho asem sisi are making rounds on social media. So obi a forward bi ama wa ye bibia wa na wo kan ye.
Obi me da se bebre ma me chi a wo ne we bedwafo a wo studio ho na. Me chi a wo tiefo a etie me ewie na me nka se be da se bebre because o platform we here ade a eson papa nti e ka se anita bebre etie.
Sure.
Na obi mami ni kan na men ka se oni se me ma ba o studio ho wa frɛ me wo iso wo fidie so ama ya kasa bebre. Na nia enti na me share dan ko Ministry of Communication. Sanka me ko rive Sam George and Kasana maybe sana say e dia no mo ye e fa anyema we ni mo. Eze obi mo juma na mri a ya ni ni mo aye na mo kasa ni yi no. Sisi ya sesan wo. Sabi o sabi prebia sabi we de meto sabi enkrasefo aba mo juma no mu. Enkrasefo bebre aba juma no mu me kaze enkrasefo aba mu a. Ase enkrofo ayo madwin se eno no mbedi di ho nti se opanyi bi kasa na se ade no in chase ni babia no maso mu na omode ko me tie ewie kra na obi ka chem so portal bi a first Ghana today am se ja me yenu anam MPP fo bi na erane messe omo ye politics a ye momodia ma no kredie tani ya miso mra ya brabo mu ebize so bi ka asem na woka no won tiase na se yade a wo betwiro bibia nka kire no na nkyiremu bi wo a won kyiremu na wo kyiro a na kyese wo so watumi a kyiremu sa na yen kasa ma yen fa yanumu asem ntudwa but infa ne ekono de ya na ede meni radio kasa fidie fa no KFM na ekasa enra anopa isukura no mene na kasa chichemu ena no bisa me se ye ba mu asiba kunyi ene me ekose na msu abane dia abone pomodin ya cheze nya ye beye bia ba man yesika sem na tintim yetimi aye am yesika sem na tintim but that didn't reflect in the pockets of amount of service providers na say nipa ombe ya dia maye no ase omukọ soro no obi ampeso be ba fom if you say me say me wo nipa bi mu aya o mo hwe mi mfo so wo bi krum eye bono na anu o manya bro ni ayi a menim say last year na bro e ko be 1000 ani na chikura it is will be the board docron 700 any 70 any 50 5 cities any 7 cities me na me fee say entiase e wo mu kakra vi say abro ni bo no koso but then ye bro I do ye be 400 kra egu omonto I just say buso it adena docron no bo no ye gina na gina fatu one ye
okay
and make us me ankasa me suyan emre bi atwamu kwa na chese ni bo no eye plain fair na eni so sa but say kura na wo ya yatifu so aviation fuel ni bibia so no and then bo no kura cost kura be 2700 inti adena service providers no omomodian hwaba ne modemo awobo na omonso no emomodian ka say abeya ya de na so wayisia yanzu yantiti ya nyama so magana fo no say at least exercise kakra biaba
yes
na ya ne sana sabai no emo krata mu obeka so say ni yanzu yenya ekofu stage me yuzuka tibiko tobi minister fuel na yateso ti ade na sane mo woni na emma forma amanfo hu se aba no ayade na eni se his excellency John Domani mama no na se o sorry nanti na safety montimo mo yi so okwa aboso kai montimo spare parts so o ma moton dokro montimo debi ese yesu ye hu se ye ti wono fa so bum na ye gie no ye bia so no ebe sia kwa ba be sia yesu nti se aba no bo ne mo de a ya eti o manu nu so no yesu yenye bibi ma ye hu se ampa aba ne ya de eba ne sa na isi aba ni nkura ma ni bibia wo yi bia aba fo obi asemo ya meka ye no ye se ye kokwa no a se de o ma tse no na ase dia obi agine ye ne se mimi wa ba nim na ba ne nyaade e na ye si inflation akoba me come on mate se emra etwamu na ye tim no se ye tramu sa se mbibi aba na wo suzizi a mimia kabede mefa de se wo wi na fo atemu da bi na ato ye ni ye pie nyina kugu bonzande because ahokyere ne net dot papa bere na wo na ma wuti mu se weni nyina echi no ya yire mu ko dwama yefu enema so atete kakra na betse omma eso emra fom kakra bi me bi sai abana bor homode ma tikasem na tintim dia omuso nye o ma se dia ma bibia akoyi pasema me kan.
Oh, okay. In the natural say focus no was really on into who acknowledge the fact say indicators no abba form but now focus ewo dwadifo a omon responded to indicators na abba form no
exactly no because sabi bibia ya etobia no as a man from then say na wo hwe TV kasafidie so ana moka ene di dwamu niema no eba form kakra na ne gekaka ho but no hwe indicators no pa dia ese niema no ba form e bi say aban ya bo no homode ma niema tuto yiye ne ne gekaka ho adai na no me ti say no mo ye aboso kai for the interview ni mo say na vat ma e ne nko kana fo ye nyu so ana say ye jiska bia na ye da ye te sunu ya na haye the bia me the driver for grab e fato amunya tufu ama na ya to mu lorry fame ye te sunu ye ka say ye te so ana no aye ma first ba na wo ga na fo hu na na make say aba na mo be mo awo bo eso mo so be modia no mo ya de ma manfo hu sa ampa nsese ai ka kra bia ba na no be se nipa no mo ya adwuma ni nkuran ama ma ye mo se na be ya yi na be nya moto
dwadifo ne nso bi ese na omon sheda na omon ye sure say how our indicators na ko na be sustainable na say eye real intina ma omo ye aye omo na kaka so omo nteso a na omo nteso a eno nso na initially ma bebre na keep your prices no at the same price no say a lot of the things happening here cosmetic artificial
obi me no ka say ma catch my practical example my example a mi ankasa midi maburu ayado
example sure
say emru bi atwam samri na ye to no 1000 even grant on 1,001 and 1,002. But then 400, we kokra ne mo bebre. And it is nyano mu nyano wonka na ama dokro na mo bono ni bono akosla. Eno no so mo ma nipa ya ye bumana na say amafo na bumana ehu ni ehu kwa ba fa so a omo de bro ni baba dodo. Ebi say enne na nkabo de kra na masa. Na ne boa ye din bedenne Nina abafom. You see, Nanuna, yes, say, about the Dunka, ha, you pan a dot. That's still a bone was right. I'm a fool who more the more a buying a book. nya wo kɛ no kɔ ye ni ya ye no ene ma manfo bi ma dwere ye o mo sɛ ni aba ne ka ne dia nya no kɔ but o mo nkasa nim sɛ o mo dwana o mu di no emfa so o mu nya no mo de toto mu bi atwa mu a sɛ o mu nya no pa dodo pa ndi ada na wo so wonte so kakra na wo nya na o beto no ono so ne ho ngai no.
Very well. I mean, point well made. Going forward, no, say ekoni say yeah, because ministers ni bebre me kai say trade minister crabo aproko abose o kan ni ade dwedi fo ne kokasai sanke ebeya anka omo ente but it seems say they remain adamant then na because dwedi ni bia pene in faso opesa manfo to ne nioma say omote so na eye yi a ofisa anka omonte so opanyin
uni say driver fo ku bi na omo interview already bi mu mini na omo kan say aboso kai fo no sa na omo ye dia enya omo driver fo ku no omo so kwa ko hu bank bi na omo abomode a pebosia na omo pe store bi a ye say cooperative you know no mako crap pass ni bi aba de gum na omo de ba na omo kire omo members ni na monko na monko to pass na munya aboso kaifo ana na aboso kaifo na omo ye Ghana fo no edu me bia na omo ni enuanu ma ye alata fo no e kontokwa enye adekro na na omo to e ba ne stand alata fo no e de ne ne bo no e wo fom katra na omo de ni omo gina na omo gina afedi omo ni omo ko se na mo ba gi adwuma na mo se adwuma Ghana for your pempers boom too much. Ala tani kakran. No akona ni ma no. Ye di ade ne ye be jira ho saa nti so bi ama meto a. Obo se bedu ba bi no kra na ade na expert. Enti ye sia saa de ne se etwadie sabe nya da kro na obenya mfa so. Ndi saba na ntimi abomode ama niema atoto yi a. Won so wudi na obetimi aye no. Won fa so kakran. Ebe so nyamie ni ama usika no kwa be bebre na de bia e produce no se nyameka ya ase ya fura prostan unya ka so mu zan na pompe o si medus ro yi la nema on ne ba ne sa no a na aban na muntu a wo tuo no efa so bi amom eno na ma amafo agire yo mo se oh eni o mu gigaga nyina we nya no kra because ye no kra nke ye kwa koto sa di we nke ya teso se si ai me baila esa meto adibi wo ekrum NS chemist ura ho a me koto ade na eyi na me kwa koto na ye vitamin D ne yibi me to na emre bi atwam na me to no 60 Ghana cedis ni ura o se si a me koto 40 ade krona 40 eni tu bisa mo say Sani pa ya wate so aba 40. Eno no to win say yes. Ono no ya na gin say abane mo de mo awabo ama de no mre bia no to no 6 ah. They see I turn 40 no. Wotimi ehun say yes. Enti obi abakọ akoto bia no. Ehun so oh abana bo no modern ama de we. Na ye to no say aba 4. Eno ne ye ka na nya say ena we no na usom na ko Tristino Bibia ye de politics wo mamu ha ne nya yo obi ye nya ina ya we ye be wi akire ni nya politics ni ye bedie but ye aboa wo man no nti se mpanyifo so frɛ na ye kasa na so mutisi ni sia o kire bi no wan wi abɛhwɛ na wo nyansa bi ana me wo futuo bi wo mitima me sia me ko kan ye bedi ma no si bɔne nti yanka biti but ye nti sure man sa nti ni ye be kana ya ebeboa no si ye kana ya nka ni ya ye nka se ye nye nipa ye betumi aye mfunso omo nka me ye mu se we ya wo kai wanka ni na ni nipa nka ye no memfo so amanyo semuti evangelism enye
Mate openye ya boatin jan ma ye nase ne fancy bibia ni a ye besia be din komo bio why ye da sepa or a former national organizer edema NDC Kofi the issue he was speaking about no very very important because ministers be bring na aka asre dwadi for say be ya nkomo ma nioma mo ton ne bo and reflect improvement in economic indicators are yehu But it seems that our message is still not going down well with traders now.
Obi, my person but my name say men come issue no first and I'm in chill.
Oh issue. Bet me there no one start now.
Oh, the man come we are. Obi dear tiane say inflation. You will quite horror. Aban no timi boa ema inflation eba form.
Yes.
In fact, so far Bank of Ghana na juma pa pote. You can a primary responsibility is price stability. Enti Bank of Ghana wo enema bibrea or ya or the control price.
Sure.
In this case in the form of inflation. So one of the measures are Bank of Ghana their friend liquidity mop up. Okay, basic economics. So obi ye wo fie hay. First no sika na wo fie hay nyina ye 1,000 cedis. Eno na ye didwa e wo fie ha. So the money circulating in the Joy FM premises no 1,000 cedis. Eno na ye didwa. And now they find 100,000 cedis to make the example no better. Now, say sika 100,000 no, ebi beka ho a, na ebi a within the same setup o bibi anse sign, ebi beka ho a, na jump to 150,000. Now, that means say obi ni kofitonto ne wono mo wa ha nyina no, sika kane no na mo wo no, emu aheden, emu apeja.
Yes.
Enti first no nanka obi bedi dokno nko a se obi bepese obedi dokno mienu obi bepese obeto fish aka ho obi bepese obeye ne because ni sika e wo no ho no e doso enti sika e wo system no mu e page no na enipa e to ade dodo no naturally there is a response. So this is the demand factor.
Sure.
Once demand is rising because income in the system is or has increased or whatever no. Now the supplier no so fa no ho adwen. First na me dokno no nanka ne ton adin but say the ton na me 21st nanka e bia 5 cedis a me fa nye 7 because nkofo ni sika e den abo mo ho me de gi 7 krom be den on beto. Nti we yan sa eno na say na inflation e peja nkakra so first no e bia nko de be gi 7 na obetimi apejama ko 9 eno na enra na wo chire mu ha about the rate of change.
Yes.
Me now no be eze enra o ene na ha asenso. So inflation is measuring the rate of change. Either say a call 7 and a call 9. So but there is a change. So you are measuring the rate of change.
Yes.
Now,
and it doesn't necessarily mean say Nioma bo eba from.
David. It doesn't mean that. So it's just the change in our measure. So what I say. But generally, no. After stability, no, you expect say there will be some decline over a period of time. Now, so Bank of Ghana idea where you say sikana wa system no mu doso a ene mentwi bi nya den enfrim eno na enra na kojo pon kroma ka ho asem sterilization no and liquidity mop up.
Yes.
Your friend no excess liquidity mop up. Just sikana wo oman ni mu a ye de di dada mu asetena bo edi dwane ade no adoso dodo ti aban na etwi bia ye den afiri mu ti sa aban na etwi bia afiri mu no obi Dominic Kofi ayeti the same house no now sika we ho no abafom enti dokono 5 na first na metimi ton they say metimi ato dokono ba ko pe ti dokono ru an say adi man te so a here na me dokono na ye den ase enti no then ade no ahwa ase se ne mensisa me suban kakra but the problem with that solution is a shrink the economy. Because sikane doso na wo toniema no na production increase. It constrict the economy.
Sure.
Enunti the esi ni say even though osi inflation ekofom no economy na kasa no enyini adwuma emmem timamufo no nhye dan hunu ahoto papa bia ye den e wo mabrabo mu eno na esi ne no aban way enema mienu na oye apart from say oyi sika free system no mu enne ono a budget already ye 26 budget already ye say oye excess liquidity mop up of 60 billion $6 billion and we free economy no. Apart from that no ato forcing is not spending.
The argument has been made, say he is spending, but he is spending in priority areas.
It doesn't matter. Obi. So be ye juma yetuaneka.
Sure.
Obi ye bibia yetuaneka. So you don't determine what is priority for anybody. So be ye kwanya ubetuaneka. So be ye juma ubetuaneka. That is not a case of priority. It's a case of livelihood. Entiana untua nurses for ka. 11 months. Is that a case of priority? Or are you saying it's a nurses for your priority, man? I don't think Hatu Forcing will say that. Are you saying it's a teachers for a deliberate attempt, say, let's slow down excess liquidity in the system. So whilst you are mopping up, no, slow down what is going in.
Now, still, I will keep inflation.
Why keeping inflation down? Because guess what? Oh, nurses. I buy MPP crab buy for 160,000 nurses. Ebe can't de no hono. And I want buy about 10,000. They process it.
Yes.
So you are looking at a nursing population of about 200,000, 300,000. Utria Omoka, do you know the effect it will have on the economy? So utria nurses for car because omode omunisika no omoji ya no omode to ade o nurses. Any teachers? I mean,
but are you saying the nurses nyina na untua omoka? Is it the 10,000 or more fire na?
The 10,000 now more fire.
Yes.
Na yentua omoka.
Okay.
So I'm saying that say who nurses are omo no wo ho. Who additional nurses omoba, who teachers omoba. Me ma example of people are.
Yeah.
Ese utua omoka. Ye wo other expenditures are ese oye den. Oye. So when yes expenditures ni nyina na ye kambo mu a, the net effect no a huge. That's just one leg of expenditure. Your other legs of expenditure on ye ni nyina is to make sure say liquidity no will be tamed. Enuna na enra kojo pon kroma echirichirimu about mop up or sterilization na woka. The other part of it no echirichirimu no ye the cost effect. You see, for inflation to really have an impact, it must reflect in the cost effect. Okay, maybe produce are there. The price build up includes electricity. Inti meton, then say meton orange juice. Orange juice, and apart from say makofa orange, no, me here electricity am be produce. Me here ensure am be produce. Rubber na me be gumuno. Na a rubber na me de juice in wegun. Me kwa akoto free plastic company ho. Plastic company needs to be produced with electricity and other things.
Yes.
So the pass through ne say who increase electricity by 27%. Ebe nya insunsanso wo rubber production so. Ebe nya insunsanso on mimi juice production so. So what you say? Who increase insure by 20%. Ni nyina benya insunsanso ye den ewo me so.
Sure.
So ultimately, no, even though our inflation about 3.8, no, the real cost of production has not changed. In fact,
because
in this
of
case,
the other factors
because of the
production.
other factors of production. So in this case, it has rather increased. And to me, juice rana. Me produce juice no. When I was inflation about 3.8, but my production cost has increased.
Because electricity cost.
Because electricity cost.
Government services
cost. Plastic cost. In fact, I we introduced about 7 taxes. When him say your free BB, escape me. Oh, it just escaped me. It's a form of tax. Yeah, you introduce here.
Okay.
But there was a sunset clause. Omomo buy no, and no be extend this sunset clause no, and no massa increase percentage no. I forgot the name of this tax. So all of these things are playing out, but to the ordinary Ghanaian onim. Enunti dear happy say At the end of the day, we will see tax no inflation about 3.8 no. Guess what? Inflation mark 3.8 for the ordinary person because production has rather what increased. Until juice na wo kan juice no be kwesen e bia 50 cedis from 30 cedis. That is the economic mismatch yehu. Pasanka inflation ne ba down through the cost factor na anka dede we nyina ma o.
Yeah, but production cost so one critical thing raw materials.
Yes.
Raw materials and so for most of your producers in Ghana imported. So when you're a very stable CD to dollar rate, klenioma from Porter, ubiajitum say above from kakra. That should also find expression.
Yeah, so into a weighted average, you need to see the impact of Saadiana Weden or Kano. You look at the weighted average. Saadiana or Kano. Compared to 27% electricity, which one is having more impact on the production?
Yeah.
That's the first question you have to ask because port wana wokan. Apart from COVID levy, no crana me who be receipt our sister COVID levy. Okoto ade ne ye charging the COVID levy.
Port.
No. Other I'm saying that COVID illegal. Levy is supposed to come off.
Yeah, it's off.
Port in your charge COVID levy. But apart from that, port and yan sisan biao.
In terms of taxes, just the dollar.
Just the dollar.
Yes.
But remember, port dollar. Any abochi dollar no.
And ye Yeah, that's true.
Enti na make sure weighted average. Enti bia first na ye 14 e port I say be about 12.5. So wufa eno na wo de betoto the other production impact na dia hi na wo ahoden kese pa e production so. That is the question you have to ask yourself. Because labor cost is going up, production is going up, and the spare parts for so mubetum. And can find the benefit from spare parts than aboso kind for.
Because it's imported.
It's imported. Until then, of spare parts for say, I buy new VAT regime no the abano. So I buy sana they will increase cost of spare parts. Who say I buy the new regime about?
Oh sure.
First, no,
a part of the
review. Because first, no, now offer your friend no spare parts because in the informal sector, now buy more a flat rate of 4%. Say with the new tax regime now, bano, I buy no akoye ne 20%.
20, sure.
Enti se first me koto ade 1,000 cedis. Ewo aboso kanya. Ka me tua 40 cedis in taxes.
Yes.
Say me tua 200 cedis in taxes. Ada na aboso fa kanya for nka say, oh send port duty so I increase I reduce kakranti na ne enye hwe.
Yes.
But they are telling you say begu omadwuma. Because of the weighted average argument, the impact from this single decision alone, it outweighs whatever benefit I also on your port on. So the point I am making to you is say, a buying way decisions are all a cosmetic, and I've told you time and again, say a cosmetic, because baby anka the real impact in the free bebano. Say. What taking decisions are a reduce cost of production. Therefore, now the pass on effect no aba market so na goods and services eba for mon kakran. And now no abrantie bi start say or share the statistical data. Oyi one region I think OT or yeah calculation there was an error. So some of us cry no question say the rate of decline now with inflation questionable because policy rate is 15%. Inflation is 3.8%. Naturally, the difference between policy rate and inflation about just 5 points, 5% difference. And then away there almost 12% difference. Why is policy rate 15% and then inflation is 3.8%, about 11.2 difference.
Yeah, but if a the normal way of calculating inflation in our country and the new GSS boss why do you question it?
No,
because
no.
Inflation basket new me come
I don't make catch say some of us no near to twin aso.
But when him say ade ba ko a a key effect on inflation food.
Of course.
If food inflation as a standalone outperform because of why do you then question the data?
So we can look at food inflation. But what I'm saying is
okay.
I haven't made a final conclusion. Okay. See bibi twetwemaso. And I'm example of why a twetwemaso. Show a very economic example of policy rate vis-a-vis inflation rate. What you say?
Yes.
12 points a percent difference. Etwetwemaso. Ebia next 2 months or more policy rate meeting now they may decline or reduce it or something, I don't know. But etwetwemaso.
Okay.
So we can look at all of that, but there is some degree of mismatch going on. And no na obi ti say yera ya boatin jan enti ase no. Enti traders are rational beings. Of course, there are a few people who are almost maybe are ensem. But traders are rational beings. Almost maybe ansana or make certain decisions. Enti ye musa ye ho say, what is really happening? It is a reduce and now mop up excess liquidity. Now we use a free system no mu. Na nipa ntimi nto ade abusa ho se chena nipa sha ase se to ade what will happen? Into the next anka ban focus on the natural effect. The natural another artificial effect na catcher about say what pump $11 billion in the economy in a matter of 1 year. So what pushy a year dollar no down using route here where you see. Of course, some goods and services may or some business now it becomes individual decision because ya boa tinjan asema okay. Say vitamin C or koto ya yate so no. Me nso makoto ade a meto East Legon. Okay? From 2024 late 2024 early 2020 nyina na me turn 120 cedis per bottle. Enra mikotobi edeso ye 120 cedis.
Okay.
And I'm busa owner ne say but say yes $10. Asama o ka kire me say the price is a wo ho no ensesan ye.
They were
abruchire no okofa ba no ensesan ye. Okofa free Italy neighbor. Ensesan ye. And I'm so okay. Say ensesan ye podi ase ne it means say esanka price ne den eba fom. But on the so turn the same price. So arbitrary behavior no and no because obia anye certain. You see, when it comes to exchange rate and it's uncommon way yedi about the economy, there is one thing that is fundamental: certainty.
But at least 1 year plus should be enough time for everybody to agree. Say, oh, wait there. I is stable, I is certain. You can predict.
Say traders are rational. Let me give you one example why traders are not being
irrational.
No, traders are not being entirely rational on all of the decisions.
Okay.
Or let me put it well. Let me tell you one reason why Yeye Free said traders are not being rational. Because traders they are being rational. Yeye Free said, okay, make okra wine if you are bruchriba. Bosumi biano me here $100,000 and I'm the okra wine. What catch them say what the dollar no about 10. So interbank so me call me banker who say bank misro send $100,000 cut to me US account mo na me fan crack drinks nemra. Sometimes it me taking me 2 months.
Not transfer and
go through. Do you think that trader no or $100 dollar now say about 10 anymore? Because first now na 14 no. Or cash we here 100,000 ade chin ya neko. Aden and we see about 10.5, about 11. send 100,000 comma me every 2 months enkoye.
But I take it say 2 months example kekawoye.
No, it is actually happening.
In reality. 2 months.
I'm telling you, call traders
for one transfer.
Listen, I'm telling you, traders, call them. In fact, now no obi be trot to Facebook. I don't have the permission to. There's this young man who writes very well. He translates the Tree language into English language and Tree proverbs into English and all of that. Me mau clue, so you know so I'm telling the truth. So this issue came out, and he says, "Or person will transfer sika free Ghana ko, I think Germany or so. What na for a few weeks to a month, sika coin." This is happening. I have a friend who is into freight. We have freight business. Also, a busa for $50,000 for several weeks into months. I'm into a Sikanen Koi. It's happening. And it's our businessman no who expect to say Obetin Yamaniswana. The only option is say be obekwa abuchi. Now I find a back door way be obetimi di sikana eden. Akudra bruchi. And so easy. The best route in here say what the befa the banking system. Me ankasa me nua a oton cars e wa bruchi man kofo e wa Ghana. Ono ne de ne take you 2 weeks for a transfer to go through. So the point I am making is that trader no, do you expect that trader to reduce the cost? Because in his mind or in her mind, on him says something is not proper. Be off. And nuntina waho this ikano. It takes away certainty. And yema adeba kwe here traders here certainty. Number 2, predictability. They need to be able to predict into the future what is going to happen. And he said trader kokran yema naba na onim die besi china. Unim de obe increasing the price na kakra to protect the business. Anunti ana uhu se sa nneema we nyina koso ensesa ba obi wo ho they may have a more reliable distribution, they may have other means, so they can still go ahead and reduce the cost. But generally no, a lot of people are not reducing the cost because of the way they are fighting the exchange rate and the way they are reducing inflation.
Very well. Maminka etie for say ye hwe nim say Honorable Joseph Ezuma ono ye member of parliament for Adansi Akrofom oba beka yen ho sisi anafe ya to aso edi enkomo no utie na wa adwenkyere nsem akofi aka or question or any thought to express 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. More amoshe on YouTube then so no yes remo say more experience breakages being the transmission and I say in the streamer monfa enche in free mo ho efriye ha enti monfa eche. We are working seriously to fix that challenge. Yeah, WhatsApp number ni 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. Enti Kofi afi ma memra wo issue announce
Obi
no eso. Yes.
Me buy no me raise some issue. Na me raise we no on the road issue am kan. Na enkofo ascend me message.
Asempa FM.
Message back o send the bre me ye. Abrantia your friend Kevin Taylor. Or super me dimatem on the issue that I raised. Obi, I want to raise that issue again and raise it emphatically. Say, minim say na yebeka koko ho asem ne, nti me ye no very snappy. And raise it emphatically say, Ofanko to Insawam Road, Nanado Danko Ekufuado project. And no effort to be make so be tria bloggers and be change that fact. One, sa project no aban kwaje Bosnia $750 million from Afri Exim.
Yes.
750 million on for multiple projects, including the Ofanko project, including Stadia projects for Boteman and the University of Ghana, including other road projects. And Yakoji says kind of for including Apedra stretch here Kosi Ultra and Sawam Total on says dual carriage bina President Kofo started here NDC for abandon ye baby two mono. Nina says was part of it. And Yakoji the yes man. So 200 million out of the 750 million went to the Ofanko to Insawam stretch. Project Nankasano, none the cost and yet 200 million. It was about 340 million. So the 200 was part of the final cost, not the full cost. The other half or the other part of the cost now, near the finish project, now a government of Ghana expenditure.
Counterpart funding.
Counterpart from GOG.
Yes.
It wasn't a loan. So the first misinformation what the 200 say, a buying aquaji loan. Say or de be ye kwan no na aban no a misappropriate sika no na when tria project ni nyina anya den enwie. The first misinformation is not true. Sika aban kwaji here for that road was $200 million in loan. The akano na ye government of Ghana na ye den e funding na there. So that is not true. Number 2, as of the time yen ye free aben no, the project was 75% complete. And I'll read it to you.
And on a source near him.
Presidency. In fact, President Mahama Ekosra project.
Asempa FM.
Of course, project no stole for a few months. Be free abemono a stole because now payments be enyankoye from here. So President Mahama Ekosra. And this is Obi just to verify.
Where presidency.gov.gh.
Yes.
Mahama to contractor, no shoddy work, no more delays on Ofankon.
Exactly.
3rd September 2025.
So this is a solid record from the presidency.
Yes.
Now, because of emergency, no making kind of handshell. Osei, briefing the president, chief resident engineer Kwabena Bimpon said the project is 75% complete and on course for completion by June 2026. 75% complete.
And this was 3rd October 2025, yeah.
No. 3rd September.
3rd September.
Yes, because kono. Omo ne buy no omo project ne hode kakra. Enti mra omo sa revival project ne no akiri na Yewura Mahama ye den ho. Enti chief resident engineer no brief omampanyin no say project no adru 75% complete. Na nyame ya adom a afiwe ya 2026 ayesimo by June no mo wi sa kwan. Obi.
Yes.
Woni mimie no nso ya adwene say ekwan the easiest part of it and say we the bitumen na ye den eguso. This is a 33-kilometer road, 10 lanes. Apart from 10 lanes no. Won say asase na President Kofo toye no ye kwan ni tumfinfin.
Yes.
And ye jai asase ne tonchen. So there was encroachment. So na say ye eminent domain epam Kofo mo ho nyina litigation cry bi wo take 1 year. Ye bu police station nyina guye. And sana ye move electricity wires. Ye move water. Ye bridges. Ye 4 interchanges. All of these things had to be done. And it's a uba na say bia yemfa asphalt ngu kwan no so a eno nkyerese wo the asphalt be gu kwan no so a wona waye kwan no. Because majority of the work is actually the engineering work, the geological work. All of these things come together. The earthworks, everything. And sani akase ekwan no afi de edru ba bia yemfa bitumi nya the engus. Na conversation ne by me ka se mu nu omo Peace FM. A Fred chief engineer no or one of the people say adentina kwan no mo ye nyina ye hu se mo ye kwan no ben futro any the way akwan no rough no enye wonkai sankomo wante da asama opanyin no kan ye no again I don't know which particular person, but one of them. As more kind say the kind of heavy equipment now more use to kind so so most cash or more service service na it will mean double expense because heavy equipment will destroy a coin and then they have to redo it again. And unti and now I so rough and so with so many potholes near the day. I'm a open watcher. And a baby or crowd almost in Subegus. So Ubana se quino potholes was sooner and Manamna woman no chese a quani yenye. It's a day and there is a deliberate attempt to say a quani Ramahama project. How? And no na me kokan ya ayi omodimi to omodi matam no kra we ya me kokan ye ayese kaswa to Winneba Road obi hu se ba bi wo ha omutu be se 50 feet e wo fam
Budumburam section
exactly it is such a road no wo ba na se wo dey between be guso house wo na ye kwan no what be that? Do you know the effort it had to go through to get that amenano mutu yene engineering works and all of that to prepare the surface?
But government can argue say when they took power because of halt now a buy am I quite very very terribly bad. Ghana for complaining, we saw pictures of course massive traffic and I'm so my president Ekosra project and obey instructed finance minister say only ska available to the contractor non sign call back to site.
No problem.
Because of that intervention, will it be bad for government to say oh you take it over now the stall it through our way and a project now start here enya the impetus
obi say eno na ye dey kan your 1 in a million project aban bia nso betimi acclaim afri obi ho. A clear example the e-blocks are
sure
ye buy no more
sure.
A clear example Kumawu hospital ye buy na omoye. I can give you several hospitals and other things even Eurojet hospital President Kufuor cry na na do be wie mu bi no why ne accredited to ye buy ye be wie e-blocks nibi I think about 30 of them or so. But can Nana do go and stand anywhere say on the e-blocks or e-blocks or Ghana? Never. And I buy Ben or Metwa will be there so. Even UGMC. I have a video the day President Mahama co commission UGMC. President Mahama na numuto was say Mr. President, wabano. Come and operationalize the hospital. But hospital ni yera Mills in a chassis. Ena odi free mu President Mills buy Mahama buy But Ekofo-Addo buy no. Apart from say odi $30 million operationalize phase 1 or the 40 million euros phase 2 esa operationalize phase 2. But can Ekofo-Addo have you heard Ekofo-Addo ever saying say on the see UGMC? What be that? But the hospital was there. In fact, me kaisa omudi boye chia bo minister na no hona ajima men we chia say aden na we operationalize the hospital aden we needed $30 million to operationalize it. And then 40 million to do phase 2. Combined about $80 million. The whole project itself before ayeye be muno no must spend it about 150 million. Yes, you have spend it 80 million. Yenka say any but they take it to their credit. So I bind the air continuum and the Ramahama air shas here and nay. For example, the new expressway are working. It is likely say be a obeshas here on Timimwe. It is a china Yera Kufuado. I sorry, Yera Baumiaba, now Yera Baumia be we are. Can Yera Baumia ever sit somewhere and say on a day Sai Expressway nearby? I mean, come on. That is all that I'm saying.
Very well. Very well. I get your point. I mean, my Honorable Akwaba. Honorable Azuma Akwaba, what called there?
Obi. Major Soboko. Mention me to our Casabe 1 30 minutes.
No, only hint.
I mean, hinty. But the buy in so I better have 20 minutes.
How? 20 minutes. Over 20 minutes.
Minim so hu men kan yama wo kan de wo fabricate ne de wo ye inkobe janso. Africa na ne energy number. Ma men che tie fo so a o mo tie.
Tie fo so.
Eja.
Tie fo so.
Na de entayin Asempa. Ekosiise mbetena ha na me te ha sa ba de nko aya me ye.
We late na starting
the music producer side ma shada because na yenso was sitting na.
Yeah, I know.
Oh sorry everyone na aya den kakra.
Sure.
And tie from fancha me say my late kakra.
No problem.
Ma nya bebre antie because me ban so call so ha me. Me men ka say ha me no nyina so ka yedwuma no what chamber ye frɛ us and unya kwan pia you respond to them. The course no be so lead to others. And bad on kakra me better about obi adidi na temo baby na wanko ya no ha no obi ya bo bodega no ko ayi
Sunday man e ko ya
me berezi issue
ko ho na ko rezi
issue na wo wantie
ko ho no mo amatie wo se obi di usi baby di watem ko ne ko ka no no
wantie dey happen first wantie dey happen first
abrante bi di Kevin Taylor
and now no day ni but bottom line is say the issue about say more appropriate roads be a woman share here. That is fundamentally his issue. And where is he in Sawem
Kofi. Yes. There was a what tears here and say say any shares here no nyina no. Meme ne wo ene hia ya enhia omo munya so mfaso. Wo na wo shares here no enhia omo a omunim se kwan na no nam so no na yemfutu na wokwa enko na yabim de obeye wiama no or the credit no be ma no de meme no wote ha ka no ense se obi adwene e wo nipa na obi awadwene me kaso akwan e fa baby oka budumbram ne ade me fa kwan so pa me ba krom ha January bi hu kwan na se na etie ena ne minim baby akwan na ye den adu na wucha kubi anase wucha body egu anu wesidan wucha egu anu wesidan what shall ala dia na wa ye wo ho a wo se
what
me na kwan na da ho ne kase ya da ho ba bia ya ye kwan no ne ba bia ya duru ne ade ye ba ye se sia me o kaso kwan no so kaso kwan no so ye ba dia na wa ye no kwan no so a kire se wa ye
what are you talking about
and munya bibia
this honesty
that ka na mo ko botu ba bi di budumbra mo Kofi
but honorable no
Kofi na dia mesra Kofi
no let's be fair
me wo ba bi na wakasa 1 hour na 30 minutes
me allow him to talk but honorable to be fair
me say dia meto ya me na kakraka bi o mo ball no e wo he wini ba
kaswa to win ba say kwan stretch
no ma ye hefa
me ka say no ma o magusu ko talo ba o ka say no mo
amena ba mienu no ma bokwa no
it tells you
amena ba ya mienu because ye ba ye na ye hyehyehye ba bi a say interchanges ni ade wo kwan no ma first yes ye amena donko bi o mo boy a mo di ade o mo blast ye ko toton ko for da bi koku nipa nyina e ho sa amena no e wo budubura enu ana mo ye enu ana mo ye enu ana mo ye wo afa ye degrade na first bulldozer twa fresh ye ba mu da bia ye ba mu Kofi e dey asem na working the last 1 year adwuma ma ya no kwan no so no ye ba ya meto 10% you crab 10% of the say
it's a road
it was awarded by them yeah I know they know two ways about that
credit no
for na say national cathedral o mo sha ase Ekosiise
na say na
o ma ko importable ba kura free Israel aba enso wi ase e be sa ko Israel ebra wonim se be ko Israel so na ko importable ba de aba so I know they ja ho asem ka kura ja ho asem ka
they be kind of more I'm telling you
you can't say
in
sawem kwa ya ye kan o say no do 70% mo percent mo de calculator be na de calculate
no so on say project manager na inform president Mahama
tell ma do 70% sa project na do 70% na ye buy ye bia September na o ka che no from January to September how many months
that should be
and to 70% na no work and one can say be to 70%. As at the time a president to call her on the 3rd, na project 70%. And just how hand over 70% of the money.
Yeah, but as at the time I dey back where drag president call also was say na project na stall ya cha.
When we came.
The project has stalled.
When we came. Yeah, but to say project na stall. Fact. for non-payment. Sikana no so kofi so makwaji euros and dollars abegu ho nyina achi no.
Nka euros.
Dollars. Move on. Dollars.
Euros had to do.
Yeah. What's it? Remember, what's it? Dollars.
Dollars.
Dollars na mkoji nyina no. Na project na stall. And here buy no. Na ye who the challenges are na road users FM. And a cabinet, na your former cabinet kra presidency. A fair contractor na ne kasai. They gave him the assurance that onkoye kwan on twaso. Na bibia enu ha ebesi ebe mana to adwuma so ebe man the necessary support. No dey here adwuma. Ansa na onabo kwame agbaja kra ye den. Eba. And oba already affirm government position and the decision of government continuing the project. A honor new energy. Eba ya odi here adwuma na enu nti. Mo buy 15% ebe to yen within some 6-7 months na cost 70%. Ansa na president
15
but me say
na 15 na there.
Sanka ya ko January after masa
ukuta civil engineering degree on ukuta civil engineering degree
no 15% there.
What kind of dishonesty
Kofi Jimmy King na fama yi na ko ko amemba bi ko tie no ka no
yes
obi ya ba ni ko January na ke be kwa to project no 50% now we 15 na ye ka September asemo what be jira how ka September asemo na between January 7th to September 3rd how many days na wo madwuma contractor here what bu konta
but the contractor
the contractor told you say
he didn't resume work in January. That may not be factual because amount for complaining traffic were quite to be the third quarter of the year and sana
contractor no one free kwano so whole like completely no
humanity is tall
na hey so na e quarter say snail and one and
what a bitch.
But say osesa ne niam nyina free contract kwan no so ana ye hunu de na nya sa na tie o na construction work nkiti
cost
insignificant but when we gave him the assurance that do it this government will not treat you like previous when there's change of government and they will come and they will not where a road that very important to the country and here the new energy key so contractor no within 2-3 months adwuma na wo ye no na che be amanfo bi be 1 year adwuma na wo ye because of lack of trust lack of confidence
ti wa sama kan yo de
kanya wo da nya wo de be da na yo so ani ye
Govinia
and ye buy 60%
na wa sama kan yo
de ko tua $78 million and my contractor na wo nya sika de bi mu so sada and a revival and the cohere juma wo ye wa betra na wo kaka de obi e sa na tie e kwa na mafaso dan sen ya obi sa wo de nan sen wo ko ayi ko di no London enti na wo ni Ghana papa bia wo ba so watra central house wo se na ko masie enti eno na enti Kofi sa ye ne sha ase ntokwa na wa start ya wo kono de jayo legacy project any project bia
na ya kwan no eno Asempa make nya ne sha ase wa
Asempa Friday menyesa
telling you menyesa bloggers na mo twa mo di musika kwa I'm telling you
why they di musika
bloggers na mo di musika kwa
obi aka cho se blogger bia be ka cho se
ya mo twa bloggers o
Ghana fu ani abie na obi timi twa bloggers chen mo
bloggers mo twa mo ka no ye be
and obi timi twa bloggers ka chen mo enti Kofi nya sa asem no ka enye no na ebe discourage ye for continuing on projects omantimi anye it is better
so who continue the means omantimi anwie and awo to aso different omantimi anye
omantimi anwie okay be pa twi dictionary
na different sentences
but omantimi anwie we yes na we charitable but let's be charitable to them omantimi anwie obi be ka se na omo ye bibia ma de na omo ye omantimi anye should be appropriate because everyone no ma firi ho kra ko and no man to me anye. We came with new assurance to the people omoye adwuma contractors because na mo person omoye adwuma ko munim se muntua na obi kura de ni sika say jeto o ma me kura no say hwaso ba me na ya ma beje kura say ntua biem ono me di misika kura bra say je ma me fa hwe so na meba beje no me ehuhia dam kra no o se mentua na obeje besia ene obetua sankofo ne ka o masama eno enam se ne nansa ya makoyi mu fragbera nti master ti abani abrigidi ya ena sanso wache ba krum ha
oh ba studio ha
Jesus Christ like I was say okay ho ne ya miansa plus menu ya covid tonto o se say
asenso bo ache
o se say
so no be ka
ya ka swami asama wo be ka bi
adan
swami interchange asem na yenjem bia sabe mpreduasa sabe eto de bia ya amanyofo ho e ma ye mfa ne se obi nya amanyoni a onti asemase oni ani oni adwene MPP ba power in 2017 promises ni bia modern ma ya ansa na mo ba na mo san ba ya mo san be si su dua na se Ashanti region Kumasi mo ba ma ya at least 5 interchanges
mi busan
mo ba ma ya at least 5 interchanges mo spend 8 good years in government you couldn't finish one. It took the people of Swami say a tunsuo edebro though na memfo aso sa but edu ba bia ese nsuo
a tap on
oje wo so it got to a point that the people of Swami now feel they are minimum then they demonstrated by throwing of waters water to then majority leader which was very big Sebi and Mgwasi
yes
to a personality of such in Ghana politics. Now the constituency, the heart of Kumasi, interchange. And Sana, the regional executive of the MPP, actually, I want to be there organizing a press conference, a pleading, a patch for the president to do something about their rules, including the Swami interchange. So what den saka kra no wanwia Kumasi for kra benya rehemu enti ampa so den nsa beba beka wonwi no abeda Kumasi for eno ne mu votes amonya aye no nanka ona bo asenso bo ache beka sanka wontwan kra nanka 4 years we ntwam nko
oh aden
because mo saka kan no 2022 or is it
2022 yeah
edu baby it took some media houses in Ashanti region to advocate for say yenko do owo pie firi hokogura obi taxi mu yiwunsa da he obi taxi
run about
yes anya grow
sir
hofu yema edane kwaye brentuo
ale Kumasi no baby Kumasi foforo
ya ka kwaye brentua
Kumasi nyo okoko afu
ebi mu kokodo that I remember
wasi kwaye brento obi kwaye brento so am run about
kwaye brento ya wo class
5% obi a wo ye house of records so better na be kan kwaye brento a obi a free house of records
honorable intiers that is hyperbolic about the twaso
efu ye edu baby eni kwase sa bia ho no efu du sa that is my kind of say description of kwaye brentuo because ye wofia hai na so wachile beba na nwura bi afu wa ha enya nwanwa kasa nwanwa enya nwanwa
na obechile kwaye brentuo
eno nti se anka asenso boache pa benu asenso boache me yonko MP Jesus Christ bantama MP
obechire mu se sika na e wo se anka omode eye no because of debt restructuring
why na do omko
ehefa
debt restructuring why na yema why na force wo mo enyom no meka che say ye proud nation ye nko IMF enyom no meka say there wouldn't be any haircut enyom no meka did we force them to do it who caused them ye na yema mo ye did we force them to do it na wona wa ba na koye ehunsunsan so no hwa na beso a kire no
okay
so mo ntimi anya saade we ya Kumasi fo na sebe nipa na ye to aba wo Kumasi da obebo se pass na ni age ne 36 34 30% amanyoku no enya savus no wo hwa yes ya ko o ma ya doye bi nsi da sa nkofo no na ye adwuma e de mam hu won fa so na anka anya bia no wudi ka tworo krata say wo express road no de no ye nka ho asemu nwi wasa akwa ama wanya time esa na media houses kire kumase po onko kumase no nko onfrem nko onfra Asempa nko so ame
yeah because we
say mko abonten
ose
me mahu a wakwa abonten akoye project me say
otitie ne so from 4 no
me say so oye bema onko ho no onfa mu say mko out akoye program say oso ye bema I throw talent to him o ma ye ko organize yes mko ye ko si say
in free o
e wo so ame
na ono ame
na say national security ni ade nyina abọ ne ho ba nyina achi no so kofi totoroto next time ana obeba betra yes ade
na sense nyem
me say o ye bema
na say de bia okokuma
me so nam kuma so won ka asem no ho
okay
won ka asem
wa kan okumase aka
o kan kumase a okoshe dan sebi radio station say na police fo gina nimu ana o ka wi ana owura ne kam na okọ me so o ye bema yenko ye programs na open forum me ne no beko na yenko mount ma yi yenko hye mo fidie e wo so ame no wonko so okwa akokasa e de afa ye ka de se mo interchange no ho obefa bibia ento njaka na so ame fo de o mo party ni se abana shase ye hwe so obewie ne ntem because ene wo kokuma na wo ko offense wa enom ne nasefo na challenge ani po mo nam sa area ho no na mo
too much
terrible
yeah
na say yes ye reduce kwan is it 4 lanes
40
year na dey about 3 year
yes.
With a very logical explanation by government or you very sensitive to the people or more Ashanti region say nya abro na me bom but say be maka si nyina so omo abegu kumase mfinfin ho no you can say external or whatever ring road na so mo do adwo so ho a on sa kra man me outer ring road
na wa me fa kumase
enu ti ye ti one ti afrim na ya pesika ka ho award contract ye de kwan ne fa sei we sebe previous
yeah o say outer ring road no area there then we say yeah but it shouldn't be used to reduce 40 no because 40 and Kumasi needs the 40 a lot of the traffic is free extreme air but no me saying Kumasi
no mankind who assassin da ho
yes
who assassin da easily go ha
sure
and that's what they was as wa and I see me see abrosan miensa and yes we see abrosan miensa de chekura na amanfo pe bia park o mo ka ye a enti simienu na asase na eda nchen ha no yenko si dan na bi nso ye dan e wo ho ento asumu ento asumu man
o asum na tom na
because sa cars ni nyina be ba be fa kubasi mfimfin no ye yi sa cars no kofa ba bia ye be ye no na ye decide kan ka ho na ye shase na etimi wia na ye wie lu mienu nyina e better than say ye be ka say chinchina ye for at the end of the day no na ye for no say cars ni nyina e be fa na ye da bi sisi ade ye nya ne sa ye be ma cars ni bi nwura kumase
yes
because oni bibia obaye na okumase o twa na otwa mu keke ento ma ye bibia okumase enti ma nwura kumase kra in the first place fa ba bi na ko mo ha ono say ya we who press conference we who media talk enso akofa asema ba kwabrani anya daje na mo chireche sasemu a wanko kumase amfra Asempa amfra Adum TV na nka manko ho na manfo mo live na nka ma ho fo na muso mo questions enti mesro mo pa mesro mo senko mo timi wo na ye road minister ana say na ona ba mo kwata ho before ba me bo a na Kumasi akwan including kwa break nomni ade adu ba bi na do ka che o mo se won suma obi se onu won so obi nsa nkoto aba na du a wo beto ato wo ntu agya akrofrom am free yanya a kilometer road,
a kilometer of asphalt road,
asphalt road yanya bi a kilometer of third road yanya bi
for
mo
the
award contract. Yes, mo award contract no na contractor ba obedo ho wieye mu ntua deka oginagina ho no woko na masa re award sa na mo ye ya 8 good years. Emma was asensu we ye bi asensu say ne akrofom fo si dwa no.
Oh,
so ye minister wa nyehwe am omo
asenso boate.
Yes,
or a minister of roads.
Yes,
I saw you no kwa na ye minister of roads.
so be ye bi so na am akwata wa akrofom fo dwa mo brutal
na akrofom na se munya quota wo hoda like throughout our history.
Yanya bi a check tete de bi a ye beto ye na de yare so mo anso na se be dwi sa kwa na kakara na ye fa so yetimi de koye history books mu se ala se yetimi de koye books mu se o ye wo quota ye o be dwi ni nyina agun from Aboase to ye ka de se dampayam obu dwi ni nyina agun Kofi ade nyansa ye na waso torch a wo de nam no ade nsan na waso torchlight a wo de nam no because opposition na de enye 4 years opposition amotena wo enti mun susu ha da me ka che Kofi se wo de abodu se fita beba
no mo da so opposition
na what opposition na fa no wanya ba ko atwem na wo ye dede sei awani ha
and that is one better.
Obi
no lives on beche
Obi yanko
aduma mo ye de to ho
na de o kire
aduma mo ye de to ho no aduma boni a mo ye de to ho no enu ba bi a e wo sa mo sha ase kasa sa o
adwin kwa so mo sen aba power
da bi Ghana for nyanfa Ghana for nyanya o madwe kura se na on obeja no cancellation and work exchange rate and work dollar ni abochi obi aso abochi ho obi aso ma se ko abochi ho ko pe dollar. So you are giving idea ye nyina say illegal. You are showing people to go to Abuja for dollar. Kofi. Young glorify sa illegality no.
Okay. Alright.
When as one say ko Abuja. One thing say sa je na omo ye no. Etia Ghana mbra. Do they have that legal authority? So mo trading in now what Virginia have kind of say, so you are showing people that Abochi is accepted.
Is that what I said here?
But what's what Abochi want to say? So who Abochi work here? Why do you go to Abochi?
No argument.
Okay.
We argument.
Honorable, my men nasi issues baby.
But Osei issue on here 1 at 30 minutes.
Na so why you be come.
My na
crowd ye late, na won san come ma.
I did so no ya na ka. Me ban temo a. Mo ma metre.
And wa man tem that's the bottom line. But we say Obi, I don't understand why the NPP communicators consistently twist fact and the truth to suit their political agenda. The NPP team has indeed claimed that they built the University of Ghana Medical Center. In fact, Dennis Miracles Abuaje emphatically stated that former President Mahama had no hand in its construction. No one disputes that their government may have awarded certain contract. However, awarding a contract and actually executing, completing and delivering a project are two very different things. Ghanaians are tired about this constant distortion of fact and the assumption that citizens are unaware or uninformed. We deserve honesty and accountability, not political spin. NPP communicators should do better, you add. Hello, Obi. It took me almost 3 weeks to get a transfer to my friend in the US to pay for a car I bought from Copart. Copart. Okay. Also, when he went to pay, it had accrued storage charges of $400 into confirming or point say amount for per dollar transfer ayana and contem.
I don't know one tia or can watch asem no. Was asema me kan no. When tie. Me say when tie.
So see because of the delay
you didn't listen.
Resort to
you
Abochi.
Didn't listen.
But there was Abochi weather.
Abochi
we say and this from Paul De Suso, or acting chairman NDC Massachusetts branch. Hey, Kofi Tonto. This extraction power is serious. Obi, where is the NDC rep that Kofi is doing propaganda like this hot afternoon? Please tell Kofi that the facts are clear. The economy is much better than it was under his boss when he headed the economic management team. What Kofi should be focusing on now is how his team strategically rebrands Dr. Bawumia to counter the positive economic indicators Ghanaians are currently enjoying. Indicators that are clearly putting more money in people's pockets, including Kofi's pocket. Data and science do not lie. No more throwing of dust into the eyes of the Ghanaian people. Please greet my brother Kofi for me and tell him to remember me and stop enjoying alone. Hey, now Kofi on no opposition in Cairo. Paul this. Where's Sir Obi? At this juncture, can you ask Kofi to give you the number of a valid trader so we hear from the horse's own mouth? What he's saying doesn't make sense and cannot be true. Everyone can make these baseless statements on air without any evidence. Which of the statements is it? Dollar transfer and a dealing and asset then say a dollar transfer and they will be corroborated. If it's any other statement, let us know and then we take it from there. Weisa Obi, it's a shame. The MPP sat in office for 8 years and couldn't complete not even one of the major interchanges they promised the people of Ashanti region, and now they can boldly say Ashanti is being shortchanged. Sadly, the NDC is giving the same excuses that the NPP gave for 8 years, that there is no money, yet they get money for projects in other areas. For the NDC, they did the same with the Sofo Line interchange, trying to relocate resources for the Ashanti Regional Hospital to other regions, and the talk of the Great Ashanti Project. But the NPP should accept we spent 8 years in office and failed the people of Ashanti region and stop disturbing us with the lame excuses. Starsky is in New York and Odiwe Abba. And the Starsky, yeah, that's it.
Typical MPP.
Oh, MPP.
But
yeah.
Or tries to obey NDC, you can cannot crash it. But my man assurance is that we are not going to behave same way
and disappoint the people of Ashanti region. Very well. Very well. Where's Obi? The price of fuel today is 9.9999 per liter, but we are still paying the same transportation another left us when we're buying fuel at 23% per liter in 2024. What is happening, Obi? Gamel or Ewutu Obrachere asking this question. Gamel, yadase, papa. We say, Obi, good afternoon. Please confirm for us. Baba Jamal cleared by NDC probe committee to contest Ayawaso East. And that's the news coming in. Of course, that was expected.
I mean, what else were they going to do?
Yeah. That was really expected, didn't it? And Baba Jamal has been cleared. If you are still listening to us, we're tuning in. The political parties will have to submit and file their candidate tomorrow. Electoral Commission. And then NDC committee or report. And in the report, clear honorable Baba Jamal say no NDC candidate. Ayawaso East constituency by election and that's the news coming through. This is from my senior high school, Richard Kirk Mensa, Osei Obi. Good evening. It is not true that transfers to Europe and USA take that long. When I transfer money from Zenith, EcoBank, GCB to the US of A to make payment of cars, and he deals in cars, it takes a maximum of 3 days. Okay. Hey, Richard.
Richard Kegmensa. Richard Kegmensa na okano.
Yeah, Richard Kegmensa.
What's in the PhD degree now already?
That we any PhD asem.
That me busano question. What's are you ready? No, because Obi. No, Obi. Me
okay. But Richard Kegmensa for more munim no or regional communications officer Emma NDC or Western region. Onoso na ye corporate communications head Ghana Gas Company Limited. But Oyobi Odili in cars, I know him very, very, very well. Odili in cars, yes, that's what I know. Yeah, Odili in cars.
First one,
yes.
Odili in ships, Anna. What kind of non-fire?
Oh, that is Tobo.
About this? And so what's the point? Who person mean trust Richard Keck? Who person mean trust Richard Keck?
Tobo. Inti Richard Keck means I say or send this car to the US. Say omonfanto ne car semrena. Or send it be free Zenith, Ecobank, the GCB. Now it did 3 days, maximum 3 days. Or say the only time unnecessary delays come in is when the banks don't trust the source of your funds and recipient identity.
Yes, they have to. Due diligence. We can due diligence. One to say, Obi, your budget have been present here. One to say, you can do your transfer no memo. Say they call the Akofania Basicano and Yamanama. Obi want it.
Okay,
Finance Minister. Sika, you say they Kofania.
What makes the NPP think that Ghanaians have so soon forgotten the hardship they put us through? We are still in pain, so they should stop provoking us with the way they speak. It only makes us more angry and increases the resentment people feel towards them. Kwekuchum ewu United Kingdom. Kwekuchum eno the way aba. Obi, whether the NDCMP is being diabolic or simply doesn't understand the subject matter for discussion in your studio is unclear. If we are to go by his logic on project execution, then I think they have no right to take credit for Terminal 3. But by the time the NPP came to office in 2017, it was only about 30% complete. It took the NPP government to complete that project. Yes, Terminal 3 in Oka. 30%. The aviation minister then made an interview, that one, Cecilia Dapa, and he gave that figure, say 30%.
Oh, Tihasi and believe cake. Now who believe me? Now Tihase Kek on unye minister no. Ah onu ni authority no the believe na minister there
sanitation.
Why are that go to do sanitation?
Enyo na sika ko pie won dem.
Me dey fa
me person dey say you no na yaka na asem na.
What mun hypocrisy?
No me person say
what mun hypocrisy? Me ka the
asem no. Was
me attack Kek. Me ba. And me should be busa say. Me should be busa say. I the same Kek na ni PhD. Ya twen na.
Enye da ball is na me.
Say the same Kek ya twen.
It you say because by the time the NPP came into office in 2017, it was only about 30% complete. It took the NPP government to complete that project, same as UGMC and many other projects. Anyway, kindly remind him that he would be a one-term member of parliament. George Kwating Ewo Adenta. Ena ono the way abre.
Me dey have term okra mechanical.
Ekra we the MP ni bi. No one here. We say Obi please.
2029.
Hey.
Back it on the wall.
Me,
I will never be one-term president. First MP. No. And I will one-term MP
Susu kasa wo.
No, my juma na kasa mami.
Susu kasa. Be wa be kra kasa wo no. So ma anya wa kwan na wo be lose.
Na sa pa no be. Say minim no kasa say minim dem. Oh yes. Yes. Me one-term MP da e wa krofrom.
I mean,
record this, me say, on the 7th day of January 2029.
Say, swear in new MP, sir.
Yes.
To the 10th parliament.
Me second term.
As MP.
That one they say me da.
And on your borrowed seat.
Who you quite free was see a crowd, within 1 year crowd. A qualify for another term. And you what are the videos and audios, but what are your next coming? What them about? Also, what by there? O first 10 minutes.
Azuma wa kasa too much. Yan ko issues so.
Oh, you are say that you met no one na wo kwa wa
kasa sa den.
Na wo yimfumpa, wo bi fa so. Na wo ye de open. Na ka say me ba na ma.
Obesia win a second term.
O bi say me go one time me tire no mu a wo say. Wo ra ba ba contest.
No don ready be one.
Me say me parliament, 10th parliament.
Yes.
Me city si wo.
Mate.
Because of my juma anya no mu dwa.
Yo yate.
Obi, please, I want to find out from Honorable Ezuma, assuming the Akufo-Addo government had constructed all the 5 interchanges in Ashanti region and not do the one at Pokwase and some other ones constructed by the then government, what would have been his comment? Nana Amponsa Bediako. Wediso, very well. Okay, let me also announce, Yene Baba Jamal Edi and Komo. I confirm say committee no clear no na nyame ya domo a ochena he will be filing tomorrow as the candidate of the NDC in the Ayawasu East constituency. Of course a party no and a bema na letter man de akọ say ono and a party the candidate for that constituency. By election be on the 3rd day of March 2026. In the NA, MPP for us power monso candidate by popular acclamation and to munyina the bekako boss na fe. No. Say no wo na kuku nsem so ho nti those are the two issues.
Is all the parliament do?
Say other people some of them amendment
standing orders. Standing
Baba Jama.
Obi, I mean I don't care. Obi, so far as I mean that time I
can do just briefly. No, munya bo.
Obi ka say koko asem. Na
obi so wo hu ka say koko. Honorable Nyabotre, we koko farmer Nyabotre. It will do 5 minutes on Baba Jama na fi akoko.
No problem.
Baba Jama.
How many minutes?
Me ba say.
Koko ni how many?
Oh, send the timer ye be wi ye de be pon. Ba de ka eyima me ka Baba Jama mama. Any the whole Ayawasu East honorable.
Opa o me yanka koko ni wi de Baba Jama.
Masa ka wa sa average.
So koko.
Yenye Baba Jama.
Obi in the first place, I'll congratulate him for Niama wa from but addition.
Okay.
Addition, and that the fact that that of national interest, say the rate at which ye got to a bed bia, say near mercy. Say I wouldn't say acquire my even school prefect. School prefect, crown, AC wo.
Also usho working.
Obi papa be man kakra kutua. Enti baby ade na ekro no. Nansan ya Kofi mu congress yi. Kofi.
Primary no. Presidential one. Stadium there no.
Congress no mo di elect Dr. Mahmoud
select
no. Dabi congress. Omo there no any de ni nyina no. Omo elections at the branch do polling station elections. Do constituency on fair conference.
Okay.
And no year congress.
Okay.
Omo elected fragment congress.
That's fine.
Obi party.
No.
No. History teaching now.
Radio no entertaining
to educate to inform.
Educate about your party.
I am educating omo first omo say.
Honorable Pato Twaso.
Kofi de oye enye o.
Sorry.
Yeah. Enuti ye born abaso. De si ye no. Na wo ayi kakra. Ne kodu ba bia na the way bi so kan sem no na akwai te say de omode adwamamofo no ba Yesu Kristo nanim say we de yakwache no so pe na yesi wo si ni tras no chro ya no man to so no
omunyina adwame
ko obusa wo mo say de onye boneda wo de tobo ba oba. It's not to say na or kase obi anye bone.
Yes.
But e kire say ya yensusuma obi bone. Yenyen man yensusun kama nya say ye de yenye ebida. Yenyina yenyuntum sa ade na ye bone. Yemfiri hu. San say bone so akatua yuwu. Corruption, bribery ne na sefo ne say oman yenya enkanko papa. Because ebema nipa no konya office ne tena o de ka bi e wo so tua.
Yes.
O wonkofo bi e wo say so mo dealings or mo ye or mo businesses or mo ye cry illegal cry because o mo funding no. E ma no do baby o do nti. E do nti na ye hwese. Ye be ye film. Because I just say ye ka say ye nya dey. Ye nka. E bia na wo kopa bia wo parliament a. Metimi aka. Say 90% or more. Minya 99%. I'll call primaries bia and son of Beth, your own team in country, say so. One baby. Oh, be anti. But Sikaya did to TV. Obinsu bet me this Sikana envelope. Envelope people how be moi. Envelope. Who be moi. Sika no. A top 32 inches TV. So the father one for TV am kono. Say one so Jeska. Kuma a bit the car Ashanti region. Parliamentary candidate contest be. Or chair cars.
Yeah.
Ebi ana one tier.
Oh mete minim nipa crop.
Or chair cars.
Say or chema polling station be.
Yes.
I know.
Enu ti ade no. Wo ho. Enkyere say was ye to aso. But the thought there been so a politician say I thought there be a nipa mpo. That's why you smart kakra. Eniama bi wo ho a because asemi wo ho a ye nka no se ne you do ni kwa say but eniama bi wo ho a enti say ya clear na ye de nyame ase sita NDC city just that omo person contesting national elections they say menu it was Glover nom for national organizer MPP and others chairman the upper chairman former general secretary
John Boedo
ma who say was see for mo ha oko launch ne be chairmanship bid no ho a wa tuto ne say gidi e ho no obi akokire say mo the national executive position na mo the way ma me metimi aye ntia mo fa nkonko ye sa showcase omo potentials e wo mo betimi dey be lead the MPP but sita me are very sure that then Baba Jama is a seasoned politician one term or the MP, right? Yes. Why politics at the national level? Why former
deputy general secretary?
General secretary. Why
former deputy minister?
Communication or information?
Information.
Yeah, information.
Yes.
And or the expertise. Why ambassador so penny at the Olympics? I think that Obetima Baba Jama de chedi. And then I name me young MPB, my colleague MPB. Metimi kra bonidi. I think. Garu is it Garu or one of the very finipa not to mention. Okay, say during the 2024 elections, Baba Jama no 7 motorbikes, and there are other MPs are 1 year only na you or contest also contested prime minister no.
Yeah,
and also second.
Sure.
To nipa na 7 ne woni ho. But we here no or your nationwide campaign or boy in Nima and other constituencies no bomb. Or you will be a philanthropist or charge any idea. But it be a timing. I'm one. And on one interview granted after. Maybe so I know so I but Kofi in him say Nanwa ya you could you prepare and no sign baby me. Abe contest MPP. Yamin cast or baby me so be president. Nabinya America. Or some contested MPP. Utieska. A koi.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Aye. Say ye kana so mo say ye na say be kura yem ko ba bi na yem fam pemo so ye be pemo. Say court na ye evidence no fam kwa. Ye hit ma ko nje ba bi da. Allegedly. E dey anti na campaign o mo ye na du ba bi na me wo fa kwabre Japan. Any Dr. Duchuma mo ye mobo. Because na eni ho. Nti o mo kwa obuntime nya say ne Brian na yese obeye wanwa se obeye wanwa se nyina no busa TNT adu otua okohia constituency da busa se TNT ni nyina account o ken na mo se wo ye mre a wanya yi nyina ne du ba bi o se na ayi se scan wo ntina expectation na ye high na du ba bi no mo se sa sika na san last prime minister also bi so wo sika bi na manfo fo sika no mre o se wo so wo sika dada o ti asie enti ema bageri na yi na kodi baabi enti Kofi wo nim say ka ho edu baabi Obuase West bi hu ayi and other constituencies no mo twan omutimi ka che candidates contestants ni bi aspirants ni bi say nipa na ode ade na ma no na emedui one constituency bi kura de omobu nipa na ogina mu de ma one of the aspirants say sika na ode ma omote se nipa de aba no nipa kro na adi sika de wachem mienu wachem no omobu no last year so but in fact, on a more serious note, we need to work on getting those things out of politics, because ebema omo pepper omo nimdie omo temas any ahoche like omo ye ready that ombetimi offer to the politics ayeye ne na yenya good development any idea no an hwa yenya omo because oni bi what say me nibi until no na was here so ye hwe say ye benya baba jama be kan na ye adwuma
me da say Kofi my minti on baba
Obi very quickly I mean Eugene Sean Elliott Osi
Eugene Sean Elliott Clote Cole secretary
ese mo hwe na mo hwe no abrante no aye adwuma nza me ne free kokofu
ofi kokofu
nti ya na yedi nkomo kakra
NDC ni
on secretary
serious
NDC
Clote Cole Zaneto constituency
on there
to me the number be ma na mo hwe na
so we constituency secretary dey make kire Zaneto say ne secretary no amate so go boy
ese mo ya na mo hwe no sana me nia
na ehwa aso na yenya DVL so
eye wakasa dodo ye ma me nka
DVL CEO no
so don so ko contest wo ho
ono nso ye Clote Cole ni
okay
Logas
contest ye nti ono so ye Cole
and say obe saba
I can't minimum no
wakasa bi ma me nka masa Opa di kai ebeto later me nua Kofi don console 18 na obi very quickly me nua baako make say o say a friend no Kwesi Jesse Okran ono nso send me we I say boss I'm listening to you on Asempa FM. I experienced this dollar transfer issue. I wanted to import something from China and therefore wanted to beat the China February holiday. The bank delayed for 3 weeks and I could not beat the time. Several issues. In fact, a bit more almost send it or company details in abreme. This is not a fabrication. This is happening. In fact, oh, me ma want to read. In fact,
tender evidence, no.
Okay, let me tender the. I've tendered the. Okay.
I think you have a point here.
Obi, I've tendered the.
Kwesi Jesse
Okran.
Yes.
Me boy.
Boss, 5:26 p.m.
Yes.
And boss, I am listening to you on Asempa FM. I experienced this dollar transfer. I wanted to import something from China and therefore wanted to beat the China February holiday. The bank delayed for 3 weeks and I could not beat the time. I now have to wait till March before the items can depart China. That's the message of the buyer.
Me busa no crash meet me abonidin.
Sure.
Because of a Facebook friend in share no crowd.
Okay.
Nti de ohon. Obi asem we ho.
Asempa FM.
Na yesenka Azuma eka no kre na ewo mu no. But on say beautifully no na wa politicizing no. Asem aye omo asem no wa hwie gu ba bi. Media asem we buy no. Yo niam bebre a obetimi afa free asem. De di kan. Eno am send you a message.
Yes.
Me busa wo say I've been a diplomat. Ansa na obebe fie no. Se me ana me share ambassador ase no. What I'll do is I'll write a letter to my minister. And then I'll write and CC a copy to the ambassador. Say for this or that reason. In fact, say ambassador kra na ebe fie and maybe ambassador say as head of information on Nemra, you still have to write a letter to your minister. Say ambassador be yes adi we ni no busa say joining on this trip. Say oh befia, especially when you are not within your host country. So you do that. Then your minister will endorse, your ambassador will endorse and all of that. To the first question, they say Baba Jama as head of high commissioner
to
or ambassador, usually Commonwealth countries in the high commissioner. So ambassador Befi. The first thing is obetro letter a brainy minister. Okuje to Ablakwa. said this is the reason why in Tia Mayede may be fee.
Yes.
Now the minister among permission. So the first question I mimi Busane say, Yera Baba Jamal or seek permission from the minister.
From minister now. Okay.
When seek permission so on one didn't pay a bag Ghana na. So seek permission so a then no buse free minister no dear no catch the minister and say or Baba ye wo Ghana and a minister no man permission say o me. Obi, I think say as some no one say free. I am in one say as media houses, journalists, Obia Musa asasem no. Say Obia we government official. Na wa befie abeye campaign. Na ye Musa say sa time na odi beye campaign no. Na ye Ghana buying time ana. Ana so waji vacation. Ana so waji den.
Enra me Musa Felix Kwatio so say there is no law as we speak.
Yeah.
I diba a diplomat, as it were, from contesting in a party primary while he still holds the position as a diplomat.
But that's not the point I'm making. That's not. I'm not saying. I'm not say or right to contest or not. And then I'm
no, and you're right. No, say or babe contest here.
Yes.
Say also ordinary juma to ho no be contest here na bibi sa no.
Yeah.
Also there is no such law. Was say more ordinary juma to.
So Felix Ekachre say Sanka Baba Jama ba Ghana for 3 months and a beye contest na emre bia nsi no kwan obetimi agya high commissioner juma no abetina Ghana 3 months aye campaign.
From what he said, that is the extrapolation.
That is reasonable. That cannot. Look, you see, you are telling me, said there is no law. Of course, ABI explicit law anticipates adiwi. But other statutes, your code of conduct. I am a moon fire adjuning niagro, near cra. In fact, there is a legal term, I escape mikakra, which explains that the law cannot anticipate everything. Obi ukaya catch me. Something like that. It started with the word starts with P. There's a legal terminology that the law, especially the constitution, cannot anticipate everything. That is why other statutes are implemented, code of ethics and all of that. So you cannot tell me, say, there is no law. Of course, there may be no law, but there are other statutes and code of conduct, and then there are rules and regulations. Anything I may share me come as me say, answer no be free ho, no just waji permission free wine. Ni minister ho.
Yes.
It's telling me, say, the code of conduct our president de buy no okay say ambassador be join adwuma aba be siki an electoral process, a partisan electoral process on Ghana's time.
But that was not an issue until say videos of alleged vote buying.
Exactly.
He coming home to come and contest.
Yeah. But assembly pono. And one thing I make us say when that issue emerged, no, a beer near maybe. Mamina no hono. You must say na name so or the board of poso. Papa na free mono. You must say na name say or the board be so. Yes, but as some way buy no answer na who says I or the board so. So that is for me the first thing. The second thing they say, we me han say if you link it 1 Mahama 0.
Oh, adai.
I say Baba Jama say link it boy. And all indications. Julius Debra. So on the call, more jam walk na ya moye no. More jam walk na moye. Obi. You see what betina ha ye moral lessons ene. Asama bana kembia we moral lessons. Emra na mu chebuta wo Kumase no. Satam na on kai moral lessons. Mo koye congress wo Kumase ana mu chebuta no. Mimi
Congress dey here.
Mo ko ye Kofi that time Kofi Adams crack contest me refi which
the only winning national.
Yes.
Me na me 2014.
And I
was 2010.
Enti Obi.
Ye nche buta.
Yera President Mahama Eko. Oma 40 cedis to every delegate.
Yeah, it was officially announced. Sure.
And so betina ha no. Why you hu dua broni? Mimi aden. Obe kan obi die.
Asemi na mekai.
Okay. Me so dia mekai ni.
So what's
me so dia mekai ni.
Na uka se maye dua.
Me so dia mekai ni.
Ada me ba mekai to asem mekai wi asem nyina.
Asem me so mekai wi asem. Me so dia mekai na mekai.
Me dia mekai na mekai.
Eti no wontimi betina ha. Enye wo hu gidie kokko ma ye ho se wo na ye tenini ni.
Mankasa.
Won kai hwimpo akwatia obekai. U colleague wo ne work parliament akwatia. Video buy lawyer ma me 5,000 asumasi ma me 400 enti to my lawyer akwatia nano ayawa so ayi sorry Ablokumanov mo minister of the region Greater Accra regional minister you know say vote buying is not a crime and I say then when am be dada na adan ko dada dream ni ma be na mo ye
nka say vote buying is not a crime bia.
What you say? Some more investigate. You know, more dada. I crocro the John. Waste of time. Because I know no better than her. What kind of okay? Ukraine okay say na say dey no move. We be say on the time and was say china. And I say so I cut 2 days. And you say hwinsi.
Go hwe betimasi.
Ampa hwinso na anya dey hensi. The obi wo che Bernard. And now who Bernard position just only them out. I'm partial because I see don't get up as watch or no party no on a grassroots man. And anybody who sides with him will be protected. Now no who FIFA quite post or yeah, only I see look at your money or yeah, and we know so ya channel. Yes.
And if you go in the post here,
of course. So if you go in the page in the quote,
the following day will post it back on a auto force and pictures.
Yes, he posted it. Masa, when you 15% and throw now we try Hano. Please.
And the chairman, a post picture to what? They say what you will say. Me told them no post on
this is a problem. They say.
They say the more they have to cry, the post to cry, you post to be. Or some post to that.
Post to me. That's a miniano.
Me say me post to that.
And I'm saying miniano to post to me and yashi. Who post to me and yashi? No, be unim so mako chiko fi ofosun cancer.
Story next or Marco
ransacking
like Marco setting the fee. As to match I don't know.
And now you're ransacking who near my ransacking now one cousin. Of course, City report. They have already invited him already.
Right, or inviting the way Marco the fee I was setting the fee.
So I can scholarship on once.
And then the national security name.
The invite was based on the scholarship allegation. But there no one thing or medical in fear. I know the.
Let's wait for them.
Oh, I'm invited.
Mejina, you bet me invite me.
There be who am I invited? Oh, but na haka 30,000 scholarship.
I was invited.
Okay.
They invited me to national security.
I'm invited. To the evidence ako.
Medical.
Okay. That's
no, sir.
And you know,
so now we didn't
Obi, so the point is, crocodile the John, nothing to be expected. The BC and the BC, and nunti nenra nupe nubeka waha. Say, more multi parliament, munina muyebi.
Yes.
More mukotro din, munina muyebi. Munina mu baby. Azuma tia went to me kasa wa mashi.
Me contest bia na me no bia contest. Me pacho. 2020.
And they hold a popular acclamation.
Yes, 2020 me timba be di me secretary. Then a party me ko am tua filing fee.
Okay.
2024 me ko on post.
Okay, that's fine.
Yo yate. So, do a special case.
Bebre so parliament or special cases no.
But at least one deny asema me kan. And I want to mean so deny. Say enye baba jama nkwana sebi.
When the same kwa me kan.
Etino the point is other na mo pese mo scapegoat baba jama. Other than mo scapegoat baba jama. Obi, for me, I think it comes down to the fact that look, yenina no yenhwe yanamontu ye.
Sure.
I think we know the opulence of it, the blatant nature of it was just despicable, completely despicable. In any case, medema no sino. Obi, yenhwe ni yo, se ne obi be free mu. Na nipa ni free mu se bi nkremosum kwa de, o free mu kra ni na ahio, yenye na yimpo. I mean, sorry, omo de kra de omo ye no very
Yes.
Na o hwe the way I ye pray to me. So busa on say, "Hey, enti nipa no yare no na adwene we nyina obi trimu anase sen." Quite worrying, no. And then members of parliament call my mini fee e catch them and say, "Yeah, show wanim e parliament." Minim so video now. I mean, it's quite.
Did they say that?
Yes, they said that. NDC members of parliament catch them and say, "Yeah, show wanim parliament."
NDC members of parliament be.
Ebinum.
Okay,
Ebinum.
Okay. Me say NDC members of member of parliament. And on in fact, make up members. I'm not wrong.
Yes, members of parliament binum.
That's fine. That's fine. But I was not wrong because I cannot say. I said members of parliament, and they were members. In two words, some members.
Yes,
some NDC members. Na nyamu na mutu omo moko because mo koye donation.
But look when me who say. Omo ekoye no, they didn't do that in the name of individual members.
Yes.
Omo anya sign the name of the, and that's why he criticized them. Say, for him, he thought the leadership of parliament, majority, should have dealt with Sanko for the dance statement.
Okay, no problem. Obi, me the American say, a blatant, too opulent, a dear, enhwe enya de boa.
Okay.
Na me de esiwa.
Very well. Ma me na say mreni ntina yenye koko de no tew. Let me start with you. Me sha 37 after 6. Enti simanum num ne yen sore nko Kofi sha seven.
About there.
Koko de no ne yen fan so.
Okay. Obi.
Yes.
2024-23. Udem hoya NNDC for buy. Omo buy enkomo omo bedi ene se ye bu kokofo afaso. Na koko ne ye kwa adwaman so ne ye koton a sika ye nya no. Esan ke di mu ha mu abupan aduosun num 75%. Ene ma koko akuafo.
Yes.
Na ye ntimi anye. Na di enti a ye ntimi anye ne se ye ko en esan ke koton koko no on spot price. Na ye nya sika pudu na be $10,000 per ton. Na ye de ba yetimi abeche amakuafo nanya enti omo de omo ba adwuma omo beye ne se omo be hwe aton koko no at spot price and get the best price.
Yes.
Send e beye a omo betimi ama akuafo no sika no dodo na asema mekan wa fidie so ena omo be kan asase.
Yes.
Omo be kan ye no ne etu omo fo se da bi koko ton no ye ton no daache se wo ton ni mprempren a wan hwe a ohun be free moja because koko buo no enyina faako edane dane enti eyese beans ne kura nya maaye no aton ne dachi especially why your risk analysis I want say okay give or take ubetimi nya say no ton ne dachi at least wo hamu abupen edu watching the 80% of your crops ne de ton ne dachi 20% no ubetimi aton no spot usually the light crop.
Yes.
Na wo de abe augment nti se wonya better price ho na abe a balance ye can be bia almost there be in fact yewra ato forcing say oh there be ye ba ye betimi aton ni amamu 6,500 yewra Eric opoku de o say apart from say Ekufo ado aban asisimu abumu kwasia no yen ye ba ye be health insurance ama akuafo na mo yire akuafo na mo yire munyina monya free healthcare nsam de bebre enti ye rarandi abebae no ana o se spot price afutuo na omode maaye no ombedi so enti cocoa beans na esan ko ton no o se da bi me pay the best price enti no me pay spot price. At that time, nanko betimi anya e bia 9,000 per ton and 10,000 per ton for a year future price or forward price. Also pay 13,000 spot price. Ti cocoa ni gudem. Ena ene echina nyame a on pebone ena cocoa prices eti free 13,000 ena me no ka say cocoa prices abasen 4,000 enti adia na nka obetimi anya 9,000 or 10,000 no say about 4,000 won so wo ba ye no yenye fa cocoa price at 475 cedis per bag emra na ye kono yetimi peja mu ade kodu 3,100 per bag over 2,000 cedis increase ana wo buy no wo de 500 cedis ye den ebeka ho wo 6,500 na wo ka so be no wantimi anye afei obi sa 9,000 10,000 ka obetimi anya na wo de kakra ka akuafo ho ana watue mo 3,500 no enam spot price a wo penti wantimi enye sesika no ene koko bo aba 4,000 de kire ne se 3,500 na wo promise akuafo no mpokura no ntimi nye den untimi ntwia asem no ne tintin ne ne tietie nyina ni emreko ti na mabɔ ne tofa no so baby a randiabe ene ne nkɔfo edi cocoa board aba beduru so now cocoa ni bi wo ha omudi kan to dada omuntimi ntuaka ana de omunya ntoye no so omuntimi nto fi se woto a ewuntimi nya 3,500 per bag na nya den emakuafo no de wadi kan ato na unse bi wo hokra o mato ama hu receipt at 3,500 basese kone ko tuaka no untimi ntua sa 3,500 no de wuntimi ntoye ne so a so omo de ba untimi ma omo assurance obema omo 3,500